Hello there, guys. Swag Deer here, and welcome back to another video. Today we are reading another story slash visual novel. This is a visual novel. This is called Hibernate. This will be the first time we're going to be reading this together. Uh, so, so the story basically for this is people are sleeping. They randomly sleep for many days, and I guess they're not waking up. It's like hibernating. Like, you know how animals hibernate during the winter? Yeah, it's kind of like that. So we're gonna find out why everybody's been randomly sleeping for so many days. If that even is the main target of this story. I mean, it is, but we haven't really read it yet. But anyways, we're gonna read it now, so that hopefully we can figure out what's going on here with the story. So anyway, Hibernate Winter Lullaby. Okay, yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and start this story of Hibernate. Canor Island month, date, year, whatever it is. Today marks exactly a month since the mysterious phenomenon started to appear on the island. Whether it is kind of illness, virus, or even a curse, nobody seems to know. Nothing has been sufficient scientific. Oh my god, dang it. Whatever is kind of illness, virus, or even a curse, nobody seems to know. Nothing has been scientifically proven yet. Many people, without considering the. Oh my god, I keep messing up my words. I'm reading too fast. Many people, without considering their gender, age, and status, have become the victims of this unsolvable case. They just one day fell into deep slumber without any sign of waking up. Borrowing the experts' words, it is just as if they are hibernating. Ah ha ha! That's the name of the. That's the name of the visual novel. Hibernate. Yes. So, like he said, people are just randomly. Or they're sleeping, just like animals. I wonder why that's happening. We'll find out soon enough. Yes, just like bears during winter, they hibernate. Everything was covered in pure white. I couldn't remember where and what I was doing before, when I realized I was standing in the middle of snowfield. Whether on my right or left, um, all I could see was a pile of snow. Like it wasn't enough. The snow was still falling from the sky, quietly, serenely. Looking at the scenery, there was one thing that crossed in my mind. It's winter. It was winter, but I didn't feel cold at all. Strange, but I didn't think much of it. There was something that caught my attention more than the cold. There was someone singing. A girl. I think I heard this song somewhere before, but where? I was immediately drowned with its beautiful, angelic music. I felt like that voice was calling me, telling me to come to find her. Although I didn't know the direction, my body confidently walked towards one place, to the direction of the singing's voice. I felt like if I went there, I would be able to meet the singer. I didn't know why, I just had this urge to meet her. Just when I thought about it, I actually spotted her. The owner of the singing voice that I had been hearing was a pale little girl. Noticing my presence, she stopped singing and ran towards me. The small footprints were embedded into the thick snow along her path. She stopped right in front of me and then beamed a smile. When I looked closer, the color of her hair and eyes were just like an albino rabbit. Welcome home, Forte. Home? This place is my home? Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have introduced myself first, right? My name is Sonatina. You can call me Tina. She stretched out her hand towards me. Despite my confusion, I couldn't let that hand be lonely. I took her hand and gave her an awkward handshake. Nice to meet you too, Tina. Instead of letting it go, Tina lightly pulled my hand. Let's go. Where to? Mother's place, of course. I see. I gave a nod in response. It was strange. I didn't know this girl at all, but I felt like I had to listen to her and followed her. The one she called Mother, I wanted to meet her. I must. But why? Forte! 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 Why? Wake up, Forte! Sounds like he's in a deep sleep too. As I walked, I could hear faint voices of two people were calling my name. I stopped my legs and turned around, trying to find the source of the sounds, but there were no what? There were no one other than Sonatina and I. God, that sentence was messing me up. What's wrong? Hey, Tina. I think I heard someone else's voice just now. Did you hear it too? No, it must be your imagination. Is that so? Anyway, we're almost there. Let's go. Okay. And then both of us started to walk again. However, the voice from however, the voices from before are still bugging me. I felt like I knew those voices. I wondered why. Maybe I had forgotten something important. When I tried to remember it, something covered my memories, something like a fog. After walking a little more, we arrived at a giant tree. When everywhere was the sight of winter, that tree alone seems to be out of season. It wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't even a drop of snow around it. The trees had many leaves, and they were healthy green. If anything, it felt warm and fresh, just like spring. Just like spring. Somehow, that tree gave me a mysterious feeling. What was it called again? Nostalgia? Longing? We've arrived. Is this Mother? Sonatina giggled as if I was asking something stupid. She walked towards the tree and gently touched it. Yes, this is Mother. I see. Mother, he is here. And then Sonatina began to sing. It was the same song that guided me to her. After she started to sing, the tree began to glow. Now, the children of Canor, take Mother's blessing. A warm light enveloped my body. It was the most comfortable feeling ever. It was warm, as if I was on my mother's arms. I don't understand what she meant, but this isn't bad. And then the brightest light in the shape of a star came to me. Accept it, Forte. I took the star with my hand. It shone even brighter and somehow tried to assimilate itself with me. I closed my eyes and tried to relax my body. Forte. Forte! Open your eyes, dummy. That was a girl. Open your eyes, dummy. Open your eyes, please. I thought the boy was gonna say the dummy part, and then the girl was like, please. I didn't expect that switch up. What was that? Probably noticing something strange with me, Sonatina stepped closer. What's wrong, Forte? Okay. Let's think about it first, okay? Let's just think about this. Suddenly, I was reminded of the mysterious voices. Those weren't my imaginations, after all. They were telling me to wake up. Was I sleeping all this time? I had a feeling that I would never know anything if I accepted the blessing now. My mind was getting clearer, as if the fog was lifted. My brain and reasoning started to function again. I didn't understand what's wrong with me all this time. Was I controlled? Brainwashed? Why did I go along with everything she said? Why didn't I realize it sooner? Wait! Please, wait! With all my strength, I fought the assimilation. With my rejection, the star disappeared and the light subsided. Sonatina looked at me with puzzled expression. Did you just refuse Mother's blessing? Why? I remember. I was asleep. How do you save this? Uh, wait. How do you... Wait. Hold on. Okay, yeah, alright. So then, how do I... Let's save... And that's load. Okay. Shoot. Also, they haven't found... God dang it, I didn't read what was, I didn't read what was from the last ones. God dang it. I'm trying to figure out how to rewind this. No, I don't. I don't want to rewind it, but whatever. You guys can, I don't know, since I missed that part of this, you guys can read it, because I freaking missed it. But whatever, we'll continue. I'm trying to figure out how this works. It looks like they haven't found any clues how to cure it. Legato. I think Legato. Maybe. I think that's how you pronounce it. Legato sat across me looking dejected. I'm going to save this right now. Crap, I did not read it again. I'm trying to save it. Stop progressing. Stop progressing. Oh, wait, I can just look into history. Oh, I'm stupid. But still. The day I was with my childhood friend Legato in the library, we were reading some news about Hibernate. Since its appearance, every single media had been talking about it. In fact, it was all the news ever talked about these days. Hibernating. Looks like they haven't found any clue. I already read that. Legato sat across me looking dejected. Okay, I get it now. I'm getting it now, okay. Will Mother open their eyes again? Legato's mother had fallen asleep due to hibernate about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks? So I guess he was saying that his mom was asleep for like 2 weeks. Dang, that's crazy. His personality had been timid from the start, but since then, he became more insecure and negative like this. Well, it's not like I can blame him. I will probably feel anxious too if my family become a hibernate patient. I flipped the page of the newspaper in my hand. Let's see. The symptoms of hibernate: feeling fatigue, excessive sleepiness. What? It sounds like usual tiredness to me. I put down the newspaper since there was no useful information there. Reading newspapers makes me sleepy. Oh. Looking at me yawning, Legato became pale. Forte, don't tell me you... What is that? Is it the symptom? What should we do? Forte, do you want to go to the doctor? Should I call ambulance? What's the call number again? Hold it right there. I'm just bored because of these newspapers. Stop being so paranoid, okay? What if you jinxed me? But, listen, Legato, if I fall asleep, you can just smack me until I wake up. Smack me, hit me, or whatever until I open my eyes. I will give you special permission. Be grateful. Hearing my response, Legato blinked several times and then smiled. Yes, thank you, Forte. Seriously, why so dramatic about a yawn? I said that, but I'm seriously sleepy. Not that I can tell him that, though. How about me? Can I smack you for ditching practice? I bet you will be awake right away. I turn around and find a girl standing behind me with a clenched fist. Oh my god. Violent as always, aren't you? She was the manager of the futsal club, as well as the girl I had a one-sided crush on. Well, she wasn't the most gentle girl. She was passionate. Can I turn down this music a little bit? Yeah, turn down the music a little bit, like right there. Okay. Okay. Her looks were, her looks was, well, mediocre, but I had a pair of filtered lenses that made her always look cute in my eyes. She was still cute even when she looked at me as if I was an insect. They said love made people blind, but that wasn't true. Love just put special filter or rose-colored lenses on one's eye. Aria, I'm sorry. I asked Forte to accompany me. Well, that's right. Now that you mention it, I forgot to tell you. Make sure you do next time. Also, the new jersey will arrive tomorrow. Don't forget to take it. That's all I want to say. See you tomorrow. Without even waiting for my response, Aria turned around and left the library. She's like a storm, isn't she? Haha, true. I like that side of her, though. I glanced. I glanced towards Legato and leaned closer to his ears so I could speak in a whisper. Hey, Legato, you remember our deal, right? Oh, you mean you help me finding materials about Hibernate, and I help you planning your date with Arya? Instead of answering in a whisper too, he said it in a normal volume. Don't say it out loud, it's embarrassing. Huh? So even you can get embarrassed too. Of course I am. Oh, don't worry, I remember it. In fact, I had some shop recommendations. Legato smiled and passed me his phone. He had bookmarked some of the popular restaurants and shops with affordable prices in town. I know I can count on you, my friend. So when is the date? Hearing his question, I froze. I haven't decided yet. Huh? Tomorrow. Tomorrow? Tomorrow, I will ask her to go on a date with me this weekend. Oh, I thought you want to go tomorrow. After that, we were looking for dating spots instead of news about Hibernate. That night, I went to sleep early because I felt very sleepy. The next thing I knew, I was already on the snowfield. Oh, back here. I see. I'm not awake yet, so this is probably a dream. Why? Why did you reject the blessing? Blessing? What's that? What will happen if I accept it? You can't expect me to do as you say without any explanation. Don't your mother also told you not to take candies from strangers? Her gaze shifted to the big tree that she referred as mother. After a short silence, she sighed. Since mother allowed. The little girl sat down under the tree. She looked at me while tapping the spot next to her. Sit here, Forte. I will answer your questions. Okay. I walked towards the tree and sat down. So, impatient, aren't you? Well, I need to wake up early tomorrow. I have morning practice. Also, my friend will cry. What does that mean? I'm going to save this. My friend will cry. I plan to ask. Let's just say this. Arya's face flashed on my mind. I told Legato that I'm going to ask Arya on a date. I finally gathered the courage to ask a girl out. I plan to do it tomorrow. I already gathered information about her preferences. I even had my friend to help me to find good places. I see. But I apologize in advance, but I'm afraid you can't do that. Huh? What do you mean? You can't wake up. Not now. Sonatia looked at me straight in the eyes. I could tell that she was being serious. Listen, Forte, you said this is a dream, right? That is not exactly true. Then, how do I explain this? You're sleeping, but this isn't a dream. You aren't dreaming. This is a realm created by Mother, by Canor. With her power, she linked this place to the soul of each of you, people of Canor. Your soul was brought here, but your body was still in the human realm, living under Canor's protection. I couldn't believe my own ears. Realm? Soul? Power? What is she talking about? Did she watch too many cartoons? Probably because my face showed my doubts, or rather my confusion, Sonatia sighed. I know this is hard to believe, not to mention I'm bad at explaining things, so she's aware of it. But please listen, I'm not making things up. Okay. Sonatia cleared her throat and continued. You see, a huge disaster is coming to the island. A disaster? Yes, so she wishes to protect you all with her power. But to do that, all of you need to be put to sleep. I blinked several times. Her story became more and more outrageous. It didn't make any sense to me. At this rate, I would believe that I was either dreaming for real or got reincarnated into a fantasy world. Just what kind of disaster? Why do we need to be asleep? Isn't it better if Canor's people just help each other to minimize the disaster? And what does it have anything to do with the blessing? Sonatina fell silent. She was looking down and her shoulder trembled slightly. Her snow-colored hair covered her face, so I was unable to see her expression. Oh my god. She was saying something under her breath, but I could only hear it as a mumble. Sorry? I can't hear you. Sonatia lifted her head and then smiled. No, it's nothing. It's a risky thing to do. Anyway, that's the measure that Mother come up so everyone can stay safe, body and soul. It means that the huge disaster is something that you humans cannot fight against. Something we cannot fight against? I don't get it. Thinking was never my strong point, but with this one, I didn't even know where to begin. I scratched my head and sighed. Then, how about the blessing? The blessing. It's the fragment of Mother's power. Don't worry, it's nothing harmful. If anything, it's the power that can protect you. It's a mother's nature to protect her children after all. Protect? I told you there would be a disaster, right? By accepting the blessing, your body and soul will be safe under the disaster path until the disaster passed. Your soul will be here with Canor's heart, and the island will protect your body. It will look it will look like you were just asleep. Something clicked in my mind. How many have I been recording? Oh, it's weird. I was trying to see how long I was recording for. It's 23 minutes. What did she say? Something clicked. The Hibernate. Wait, are you saying people are falling asleep? People falling asleep and don't wake up despite there is nothing wrong is the work of Canor's heart? Yes, we have been calling the souls of the people on the island. They have received the blessing, so they are safe. Once the disaster passed, your mother will return their souls and they will wake up like usual. Does everyone in the island get the blessing? Maybe it was just my imagination, but there was this strange, bitter expression on her face, even though she was smiling. Yes, everyone. I see. So, hibernate is something supernatural, not a virus or bacteria. Wait, then am I on hibernate now? So Tina got up and straightened up her clothes. Ah, about the blessing. Since you rejected it once, you will need to wait a bit for your next turn. Wait, can I just go back? I had been insisting on going back, but once again the little girl shook her head in disagreement. You can't. If you wake up now without receiving the blessing, you can never obtain it again. And if I don't accept the blessing? There's a high chance you might die when the disaster strikes. So just wait here patiently. And why is that? That's just how it is. But it's boring. I didn't even hide my unwillingness. Sonatina who had been trying to be polite with me, seemed to be on the verge of losing her patience. She was smiling, but her eyes weren't. I have things to do, so I'm afraid I cannot accompany you. Maybe you can ask Mother. I'm sure she doesn't mind babysitting you. Babysitting? After that, she actually left me alone under the tree. What a strange kid. She didn't talk or act like a kid. Rather, it feels like I was talking to someone older? If this tree is the island's heart, then what is she? And why did she call this tree as mother? There were so many things and questions inside my head. Was this real? Was I supposed to believe it? Unable to process anything, I decided to take a break. I didn't know how much time had passed. All I'd been doing was laying on my back under this tree. Sonatina also hadn't come back yet. She told me to ask Mother, and in other words, this tree wants this tree to play with me, but how? Ugh, I'm so bored. I want to play football. Can't I at least have my futsal ball with me? I rolled around for a bit on the ground because I didn't know what to do. I was super bored. I wonder what the others are doing right now. Suddenly the tree began to shine. What's happening? Mother said she could show you what's on the other side. Tina! Is that so? How can we do that? Sonatina was just arrived. Came closer and put her hands on the tree. Put your hand like this. Then close your eyes and tell her who do you want to see. Excuse me. Just like what she showed me, I put my right hand on the tree and tightly shut my eyes. I want to see my friend. Please let me see Legato. I hope he isn't too depressed when he knows I'm on Hibernate. Better check on him. The lady can wait. Checking on my friend. All of a sudden, the scenery in front of me changed. I was looking at a very familiar place, my own bedroom. It had been 2 weeks since the last time I cleaned up my room. No wonder it was very messy. Inside my room, there was me who was sleeping soundly. I'm seeing myself. It feels so weird. Next to my bed, Legato was there, sitting on the chair without saying anything. As expected, he looked a bit depressed. Legato. I wanted to pat his shoulder, but I couldn't touch anything. I wasn't even there. I was simply watching from afar, just like watching a movie. I couldn't do anything. Forte, you liar. You told me you'll wake up if I hit you. I'm sorry. I I hit you real hard 7 times yesterday, but you won't wake up. 7 times? Legato, you punk! I screamed in disbelief. If it's not for Canor's power, who knows what my face will look like now? Of course he couldn't hear my protest. Yesterday was supposed to be the day you asked Arya to go on a date with you, right? Right, that was my plan. Wait, 2 days? So 2 days has passed? What are you doing sleeping here? You even made me your plan. Sorry about that. What are you doing sleeping here? You even made me plan your whole date. Did you get cold feet or something? Here I thought I'm supposed to be the one in charge of being a coward. I'm not. Just because I'm not awake, he is saying whatever he wants. When I wake up, I will hit this guy 10 times. I was getting irritated watching this. It was stupid for me to worry about him. Actually, I had a talk with Arya at school today. What? With Arya? Her father seems to be on a Hibernate too this morning. She doesn't look too good. If I could, I wanted to tell both him and Arya that I was okay. His mother and Arya's father too would be okay. I wanted to tell them what I learned from Tina. Also, I told her about our deal. More like she made me talked about it. I'm sorry. Oh, Mother Canor, please grant me the power to hit this guy right now. And she said she also wants to find more information. Without removing my hand from the tree, I curled up my body. I couldn't help but to feel embarrassed. Just how I could face Arya after this. Don't worry, I didn't tell that the person you were going out to ask out was her. That's great. Gotta ask her myself after all. Oh, but she doesn't seem to hate you. Once you wake up, you should ask her again. I'm sure it will go well between the two of you. I've been watching the two of you for so long after all. Hearing those words, I felt like my embarrassment and anxiety began to melt away. Uh, yeah, there's like noises going on in my background. Don't worry about that. Sometimes I even feel like a third wheel. If you can hear the background, then uh, don't worry about it. Really, the two of you need to stop being stubborn and start going out already. Don't jump into conclusion. I need to confirm it with her first. Even though I said that, I was smiling like a fool. I guess I will be a little lonely. But if you're happy as your friend, I will be happy too. It's just... Legato fell silent. After a short pause, he continued. His voice was small, almost like a whisper. I hope at least you will remember me. Remember that you have a friend named Legato. Before I could understand the meaning of his words, the scenery went black. I can no longer hear Legato's voice. This, I feel like it's probably going to be a long, freaking long video. Maybe. I don't know how long, but as long as we keep continuing here until we get to the end, then that's all that matters. My vision was back again at the huge tree I was at before. My hand was still touching its wood. I guess it won't let me see more. I sighed. I still wanted to watch. I was too preoccupied with my own thought that I failed to notice someone was standing behind me until the small hand tapped my shoulder. Are you done watching, Forte? Ah! What are you shouting for? Tina, you surprised me. I'm sorry, that's not my intention. It's okay. Anyway, if you are done, come with me. So Tina tugged my clothes. Sure, but where are we going? To the snowfield. Since I was bored with no soccer ball to kick and friend's life to peak, I decided to tag along. The snowfield. I still remember I was in the middle of it when I was called. Sonatina and I had been walking since then, but be it on our front, right or left, the scenery was about the same. It was a bit fuzzy before since I wasn't on the right mind, but now I noticed, except for where the heart's located, basically everywhere was snowfield. If not for our footprints on the snow, I could probably think we didn't move forward. After a while, Sonatina stopped. This place should be fine. Okay, so what are we doing here? Do you want to make a snowman or something? By the way, if you want to do snowball fight, I'm up for it. For a moment, I could see a spark on Sonatina's eyes, but she quickly she quickly shook her head and her expression changed back to normal. Two souls are about to be called here. I received permission from Mother to link yours so you can watch. Wow, so you can do something like that. Whose souls are they? You'll see. Then Sonatina began to sing. Why does she need to sing this song every time she wanted to do something? What's the song anyway, and where did I hear this song before? Not long after that, two figures appeared from afar, very familiar ones. Huh? Mother? Father? My parents were there. They walked closer to Sonatina and I. Soon they were in front of us. Father! Mother! I was very happy to see them that I jumped. Oh, God. Okay. I continue. but they didn't even look at me as if they didn't know I was there. Tina, what's wrong with them? Instead of answering me, Sonatina just smiled and turned towards my parents. What Sonatina said to them were basically the same things as what she said to me before. My name is Tina. Welcome, children of Canor. Let's go to Mother's place. They simply nodded and said okay. I think it was also like that for me. Just what kind of oh, what kind of witchcraft is this? Just like I was, Sonatina guided me to the big tree. Along the way, I had tried many tricks to my parents. Started from calling them, pulling their clothes, making silly faces, even poking their sides. But they didn't react at all. There, accept the blessing. Since they couldn't hear me, all I did was looking from the side and watched as my parents both received the blessing. Good night, Father, Mother. After their souls received the blessing, they turned into something like fireflies and disappeared into the trees. Until the end, none of my words or actions reached them. The soul that received Mother's blessing will be taken care of by Mother herself. They are on a safe place. You don't have to worry. Soon Sonatina gently patted the tree. With that being said, when will you stop sulking, Forte? I sat under the tree, hugging my legs. Sonatina crouched down in front of me and took a peek at my obviously frowning face. I couldn't talk to my parents, but they didn't even notice me. Why are you even showing me that? What for? Well, I want you to see with your own eyes when your parents received the blessing. Now you know that we weren't lying, right? Well, yeah, but why? So when your turn comes, you won't hesitate anymore. But at least let me say something to them. No, Forte, that's how it is for everyone else. What do you mean? You must have experienced it too. You didn't know why you were here, didn't know what you were doing before. Excuse me. Just clear my throat here. And didn't remember about your parents or friends. But being in this place felt natural to you, even you were never here before. You were strangely accepting about this place and didn't care about anything else. Those feelings, yes. I definitely felt them before, and it felt kind of gross. I was yawning there for a second. That was the power of this realm, the power of Canor's heart. It's not something that I can control. So it's something like a brainwash after all. Sonatina fell silent and then lightly nodded. Well, you can say it's similar to that. It usually lasts until the end, just like your parents just now. Huh. Then what about me? I mean, I'm not being controlled or anything. My mind is clear. At least for now. You are just a rare case, I guess. Maybe if I try again, you will fall for it, though. No, please don't. Anyway, did something happen on the way? Come to think of it, maybe it's because I heard my friends' voices. I see. Voices, huh? Speaking of voices, what is the song that you sang before? Sonatina sang the same song every time she was about to do something magical. Like, magical. I thought that song was brainwashing song at first. Like a brainwashing magical song combined. Oh, that song. It's called It's called Canor's Lullaby, Mother's favorite song. Huh. This tree knows music? Is it a magical song or something? Hearing my question, Sonatina burst into laughter. I don't think she would laugh like that. I'm trying to think. No, it's nothing like that. This song is merely a catalyst for a mother's power. More confusing stuff, I see. Confusing stuffs. It's like a mantra or a spell. You know what is. Oh my god, they're tripping me with this sentences. I can't freaking say it right. You know what that is, right? You guys are mixing up the sentences. It's getting me confused. I know. Are you making fun of me? Of course not. What are you talking about? When saying that, Sonatina smirked. I knew it. This kid thinks I'm dumb. Oh, that aside, it's a good song. I know, right? I feel like I've heard it somewhere. I wonder where. Sonatina didn't respond. Instead, she sat down next to me and started singing. I was always either running around or doing sports, but who knows? Sitting under the tree while hearing her singing like this felt nice and comfortable. After that, once again, Sonatina left me alone with nothing to do under the tree. I was still thinking about my parents. I knew that if what Sonatina said was true, then we could meet again when we woke up, but still, I was feeling anxious. That means all the members of my household are on Hibernate right now. What about Arya and Legato? Are they still awake? Instead of wondering, it would be better if I checked on them myself. So I put my hand on the tree and decided to see one of them. I'm gonna see Arya now. Let me check on Arya. Because we did check up on Legato, so now we're gonna check up on Artia. Not Artia, Arya. Once again, what I saw was my own bedroom and my sleeping self, like Sleeping Beauty. It turned out that today Arya visited me again. She just arrived. With my parents both on Hibernate too, maybe she got the key from Legato, who lived next door. I'm happy that she came to see me, but seriously, why can't she be like this when I'm awake? Arya took a seat next to me and put down her bag. She got a serious expression on her face. I wondered why. So today I went to the public library with Legato. You went with who? Is it a date? It's not, right? Legato isn't planning to become my rival, right? Without confirming my question, which she couldn't possibly hear, she continued. We met an old lady called Sonata. We drank tea and chatted for a while. Sonata? Sonatina's face immediately flashed on my mind. Sonatina. Their names kind of similar. When we when you told us. When you told us. It should say you, not we. When you told us we were looking for the information about Hibernate, she told us some things. Or when she told us. I think that's what makes sense. When she told us about the information, I think that kind of makes sense. About the legend of this island, but legend is legend, it's just a story. What piqued my interest is she said that something similar to Hibernate actually also happened in the past. What? She said she could vaguely remember that when she was a child, people also fell asleep and wouldn't wake up like right now. When she woke up, she felt like just seeing a very long dream. Well, that sounds normal. But here comes the weird things. Except for her, nobody remembered about the mass fell asleep. They thought they slept during the night normally. Even she wasn't even she wasn't sure that whether that event was just a dream or reality. And as soon as she woke up, she felt like someone was missing but didn't know who. No one even remembered about that person. It was just as if that person was spirited away. Why does this feel like a horror story? Hey, Forte, just what's happening in this island. I wish all I could tell her. My peeking time seems to be up. Everything became black, and I couldn't hear Arya's voice anymore. Are you done peeking? As soon as my vision came back to the big tree, I was greeted by Sonatina's voice. The little girl was sitting nearby, stretching her legs. Well, yes, I am hoping for it to be longer, though. It's already good that you are not allowed to see. I know. But seriously, it's really boring here. There's nothing to do. I was just here for a while, but it was already this boring. I wonder, what about Tina? Tina, what do you usually do here? Peeking too? Sometimes. Seriously? What did you see? Well, many things on the island. What else did you do? Hmm. Tina paused to think. Nothing much. Just sit here, talk to Mother or something. Sometimes Mother and I would call another person and we talked. That sounds very boring. I think a kid your age usually. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Again. Suddenly, I realized something. I didn't know her age. Right? You're saying that she looks like a kid, but we don't know how old she is. Alas, now. Rather than that, I knew nothing about her. Come to think of it, how old are you, Tina? From the way she looks, maybe around 10-ish? Tina tilted her head. Who knows? You don't know? You might have noticed already, but the flow of time here is different. Come to think of it, around half an hour of my mental clock here was 2 days on the other side. So, you also don't know how long I've been here? Not the exact number, but probably years. I think I might be much older than you think. I'm probably around, 80 years older than you. Seriously? No wonder she isn't really behaving like her appearance. Were you by any chance born here and have been living here since then? Of course not. I was a human like you. Huh, human. Then what are you now? I immediately realized that my question was rather rude. Sonatina, however, didn't seem to be bothered with that. I'm something like an assistant of Mother now. Although she has power, Mother can't prove or speak to others, you know? On second thought, maybe she can, but just doesn't do it. Anyway, I'm acting like her proxy. Wait a minute. Surely my brain wasn't ready for more fantasy-like explanation. So you aren't the island's fairy or something like that? No. What are you talking about? But you call this tree as your mother. I thought you were also a part of this magical island. Basically, it's just personification, just like we called the nature as Mother Nature or Mother Earth. She protects us, always concerned about us, nurturing us. Also, Canor is just like a parent to me since we have been together for so long. I see. Sonatia smiled cheerfully. I couldn't describe it, but there was this certain weird thing that made my head hurt. Maybe, just maybe, deep down she was very lonely. I have to go. Okay, we'll come back soon. I guess I will go take a look at my friend. You'll let me, right? As I said that, I hugged the tree. Sonatina stood up and adjusted the position of her scarf. But before she went, she turned around and looked at me. It will be your turn soon. This might be the last time you can peek. I took a deep breath and stretched out my hand towards the tree. Tina said this will probably. Oh. Okay, so. Tina said this will probably be the last time I can peek. In that case, I will take a look at. Oh my god. Who do we take a look at this time? This will be the last time we're gonna peek. Yeah, probably Legato again. I'm gonna say Legato. Yeah, probably Legato again. Just to see what he is doing. Just to see. Since he's all depressed. So, Legato, buddy, I hope you're doing alright. Sure, you might be lonely, but your friend will always be here, you know? Even if he's not awake. Just letting you know. Anyway, um, for one last time, I decided to take a peek at Legato's condition. Once again, the scenery started in my room. Legato was on his usual spot next to me. His eyes were red. I could immediately tell that he had been crying. This time, he was humming a song. The song. The one Tina sang when we met. Oh, whew. Here, let's keep going. Uh, do you remember, Forte? You once asked me what song was this. Suddenly, I remembered. The reason I felt that song was familiar was because Gato used to sing it too. Tina said it's Connor's lullaby. Actually, I don't know what song is this. I don't know what song this is. It might sound funny, but this is a song that I heard in my dream. Huh? Sometimes, ever since I was a child, I see a certain dream. Everywhere was snowy, except for one place. At that place, there is a big tree. Wait, that sounds familiar. Under the tree, there was a little girl. She would talk to me sometimes. She was also the one who taught me that song. I listened to his story and got confused. According to Tina, I was there because my soul was called to get the blessing. But why did they call Legato for basically nothing? Oops. Trying to see my recording, see how long it was. Oh my god, it's almost an hour. No way. No way, it's like almost an hour. I listened to a story, got confused, according to Tina. But why did they call it Legato? The dream used to be like that. The dream used to be just like that, but a few days before Hibernate started to spread, I had a different dream. In that dream, I saw my mother, you, my father, Arya, and everyone else left me behind. In the end, I was the only one left. I spent the winter all alone. When the spring comes, no one remembers me, as if I was never there in the first place. And then the little girl came to me. She said that our fate. She said that that was our fate, her fate, and also my fate. Legato covered his face with his hands. His voice was getting hoarse. Maybe, just maybe, I thought that was just a nightmare. But Hibernate comes. My mother was sleeping, and then you and my father too this morning. Legato. Forte, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that my dream will become true, or become real. So that's why he's so anxious. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be forgotten. I could only stare at the back of the friend of mine as he began to sob. Oh, he was gonna cry. It was frustrating that there was nothing I could do for him. But didn't Tina say that everyone will get the blessing? That includes Legato, right? Something feels wrong. Oh, and there we go. When I realized I was back. Seriously? Why always cut on the important part? I sighed and proceeded to roll on the ground and lay on my back behind the tree. Something was in my mind. While Hibernate actually wasn't something harmful, it caused an uproar on the island. It was actually quite scary since there was no information about that kind of case. Was Hibernate really necessary? Just what was this disaster Sonatina referred to? Or could it be apocalypse? Just when I was lost in my thought, I felt something ticklish brush my face. Forte? Seeing Sonatina was here, I got up from the ground and sat down. Oh, and Tina, what's wrong? I just want to tell you, it will be your turn soon. Seriously? Yes, but I need to go for a while. I will come to get you when it's time. Just prepare yourself. Okay. After Sonatina left, I once again rolled on the ground. I shut my eyes and tried to recall about everything that happened. Everything is so unbelievable. Now that I knew about the cause of Hibernate, oh shoot, oops. Now that I knew about the cause of Hibernate, it was totally harmless. I was kind of frustrated I couldn't tell the others about it. I even saw my parents went through the ritual inside the tree. I wonder what kind of place it is. Once we fall asleep, when will we wake up? And regarding the blessing, I guess it was nothing suspicious. Although the hypnosis power of this realm was kind of scary. Still, I don't really have a choice but to accept it. Regarding that matter, I'm still uncertain. The things with Legato seemed to be weighing my mind. He was afraid of something and it had something to do with this whole thing. I decided to confront Tina about it. Maybe she knew something that could help me clear my mind from uncertainties. Just when I was about to look for her, she came to me instead. Forte, it's time. I followed Sonatina to the other side of the tree. While walking, I tried to weave my words before questioning her. Hmm? Is something bothering you? Actually, we need to talk. Tina, I have questions. Tina tilted her head. She looked puzzled. Sure, why? Ask away. About the blessing, everyone will get it, right? I think I already explained about this before. Yes, you are right. Then you too? Tina shook her head. I'm not like the rest of you. Then you'll stay here? Something like that, but it's not something you need to concern yourself with. Of course, I will be concerned. Try not to. I mean, Mother would always take care of me, so you don't have to worry about me. I see. Then will I forget about everything? Like, about this place and everything you told me here? Sonatina put her hand on her chin. Hmm. Well, who knows? There might be side effects, but it shouldn't be anything too big. I guess there is no such thing as perfect magic. If you have nothing else, let's proceed, she answered without hesitation and with much confidence. I began to doubt myself who doubt her. I couldn't think of anything else. I still had my doubt, but I thought I missed something important, like there was a missing piece. Maybe she was telling the truth. Legato must be overthinking it, and so do I. No, I think. I'm just a little worried. Worried? Why? When she asked, I was a little hesitant to answer. I wasn't sure whether I could tell her or not. But in the end, I decided to answer her. Well, I have a friend named Legato. He is still out there, not on Hibernate yet. I think he's feeling anxious, like he has nightmares of being alone or something like that. It makes me somehow worried too. So Natina, hearing my confession, sighed. I guess we could arrange it like this if you're that worried about your friend. Suddenly Legato appeared out of nowhere. Legato! Huh? Forte? Why are you here? Legato's eyes widened when he saw me. That's what I want to ask you. His eyes wandered from me to Sonatina and to the big tree in front of us. Since you are so concerned about your friend, I brought him here. You guys can take the ritual together. Sonatina looked at Legato. He tensed at first, but soon a smile formed on his face. I see. Then let's then let's begin. Just like before, Sonatina began to sing, the tree began to shine. Soon both Legato and I were enveloped by bright lights. I glanced towards Legato. He looked strangely calm. When he noticed I was looking at him, he immediately smiled at me. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Forte, you rejected the blessing before. This time, you need to accept it. There will be no other chance. Sure. And then the star appeared in front of me. Maybe because it was my second time, or maybe because the hypnosis-like power was no longer here. Or maybe because Legato was here. I felt even more anxious than before. I want to get this over as soon as possible. I closed my eyes, hoping it would be over soon. This time I had to fight my urge to reject the blessing, as Sonatina said I had to accept it or I could die from the upcoming disaster. The warmth of the light enveloped me, and I felt my mind and body were floating. With my last bit of consciousness, I opened my eyes. I wanted to check on my friend. To my surprise, he was just standing there looking at me. There was no light, no star, whatever surrounding him. Sonatina stood not too far from him. Legato. I could only mutter in a small voice. Legato smiled at me. Forgive us, Forte. Forgive us, Forte. So these two planned this. Why? However, I had accepted the blessing. I could no longer turn back to ask him. My eyelids grew heavier and I closed my eyes again. Faintly, I could hear Legato talk to me. His voice was like a lullaby that droned me into the darkness as my consciousness faded away. I'm sorry, Forte. I shouldn't tell you to wake up in the first place. I'm sorry. I don't apologize. That time I'm still uncertain, but now I decided to accept my fate. His voice began to crack. This is all I can do for you. You might forget me, but I won't forget all of you. How can I? My life will be the fuel for this island's power, and my existence will be erased. Even so, you. It's okay, Legato. As long as my parents, you, Arya, and the others are happy and safe. I'm fine with just watching from afar. I'm fine with being alone. Once you wake up, you can ask Arya on a date. You can. Did I say I? Once I wake up? I thought I said I, but I think I just said you. Once you wake up, you can. Yeah, I said you. Bruh. Okay, anyway. Once you wake up, you can ask Arya on a date. You can. Oh, God. You can chase your dream as futsal player again. You have a bright future in front of you. You can't stop here. Farewell, Forte. Thank you for everything. The last thing I heard was his goodbye, and lastly, his singing voice. Did he just sacrifice himself? Forte! Hearing a girl's voice calling me, I immediately opened my eyes and jumped from the bed. Oh, it's that girl. Arya was inside my room looking irritated, but when she saw me awake, her expression softened. Are you crying? Did you have a nightmare? Huh? I touched my cheek and she was right. It was damp from tears. Did I? I don't remember. I don't know. Anyway, you have the guts to skip morning practice. Huh? Don't end me. We have morning practice today. Go and get ready this instant. I'll be waiting outside your house. As soon as she said that, Arya slammed my door closed, leaving me still dumbfounded. What happened? I opened the curtain a little and immediately greeted by the sunlight. My mind was still fuzzy. I felt like I just woke up from a very long dream. In my dream, everyone fell asleep one by one. They were alive, but just wouldn't wake up. Was that really a dream? I decided to think later and get ready first, or Arya would get mad at me. As soon as I left the house, I saw the person from next door. Good morning, mister. Mister? Wait, what? Good morning. Oh, morning. Forte, Arya. Morning practice today? Oh, it's a different person. I was about to say, is Arya a man? I thought he was talking to her. Like it was like he was like she was the guy. But no, it's just a whole different person. Yes, but this person overslept. What? That's not true. The man laughed at our banter. Anyway, mister, how's your son? Hearing my question, the man's expression instantly changed. He looked at me with puzzled expression as if I was asking something crazy. Even Arya looked at me the same way. Forte, Mister doesn't have any child. Eh? It was my turn to be surprised. Wait, why did I thought that he had a son? Sorry, mister. I think Forte is still half asleep. It's fine. Take care, you two. This whole day I've been feeling that something was missing, but I couldn't tell what was that. My head was a mess and I was distracted a lot, so I decided to find a quiet place. I opened the last page of my notes. There were day plans and spots, but there was no way I was capable of coming up with this. I knew nothing about restaurants and dating spots. But if not me, then who planned this? I scratched my head, confused. Come to think of it, there was an empty seat in the classroom. Did someone transfer schools? I feel like there was no empty seat before. It was as if either there was a ghost at school or someone was erased. Thinking about it made me feel unpleasant. I'll just go home for today. Near the neighborhood, there was an old woman sitting on a bench. Then I noticed that she dropped her handkerchief on the ground. Excuse me, Grandma, you dropped this. Oh, thank you very much. No problem. Before I could excuse myself, the old woman stopped me. Are you okay, youngster? If you have problems, maybe this old woman can listen to you. Something about that old woman made me want to confide in her. I wasn't sure whether it was fine for me to tell her about my problems, but on the other side, I wanted to let it out. I sat down next to her and sighed. Grandma, you see, I feel weird. I began to tell the old woman about my worry about. I didn't even know it actually existed or not. Seriously, what am I doing talking about this confusing stuff to a passerby grandma? However, the grandma listened to me with interest. You see, I actually experienced the same thing. You did? Yes. And then I remembered the legend of this island. The legend? Excuse me. The old woman began to tell me about the legend of Canor, about an island with a long winter, and about a woman's sacrifice to bring spring to the island. A sacrifice? What did I. My life will be the fuel for this island's power, and my existence will be erased. I almost remembered something. Suddenly, I felt a sharp pain in my head as if it was stabbed with an ice pick. I closed my eyes as I tried to endure the pain. Then the senses that I didn't know started pouring inside my head. It's okay, Forte. You have a bright future in front of you. You can't stop here. I can remember what that person was, said, but his face, I couldn't recall it. Who are you? Farewell, Forte. Thank you for everything. Without letting me to remember his name and his face, he disappeared. Are you okay? Ooh, the old woman's voice snapped me back to the reality. She was leaning to check on my condition. Yes? The pain. It's gone. I couldn't remember much, but that person's existence was most likely not just my imagination. He was no longer here, but he was telling me to keep moving forward, to chase my dream. Suddenly I felt refreshed. I stood up from the chair, beaming a smile towards the old woman. Thank you, Grandma. Thanks to you, I feel better. Is that so? That is great. Yes. Then I'll be off first. I need to ask a girl to go on a date with me. I see. Good luck, youngster. Thank you, Grandma. I might not remember you, but if you really are watching, I will show you that I will live my life to the fullest and make my dream come true. I will be happy for your sake, too. I ran towards the school as fast as I could with a smile on my face. Do your best, Forte. Oh! Oh my god. That was so long. Oh my god. Finally, it's over. Thank God. Okay. Um, that was it for Hibernate. Oh. Oh my god, I felt like I wasn't gonna make it yet. I felt like this whole story was just gonna keep going and going. It's just never gonna end. But I did make it to the end. It was pretty good. This story is actually pretty good. I like it. But okay, so on the Play Store that I went into, I downloaded the app here. It said there were 5 endings to this. There's 5 endings to this story, and I might do them. I might do them. I think this is, what would you call this? The first ending? I think I would call this as like the first ending, maybe. Maybe. But yeah. Um okay. So yeah. I think I might go back and play this over again so that I can choose the different choices that I did. So I might just plan on doing that. So anyway, um I shall now jump. Oh, as you know what? Yeah. Um, I look. I know I finished the story, but I am going to go back and see if there and see what I can do to get the other endings. Because on the Play Store thing, it said there was 5. So this was like the first ending. So I'm gonna go back and see if there are any ways to get the other endings for this. So I will be right back. Okay, folks, I am back here in the story. I'm at the part. Okay, look. So I know I'm saying so a lot. Um, this was the first choice that we just got to. So remember how I chose to think about it? Yeah, that was the first time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the choice of taking the blessing and see what happens. Maybe it's going to go through the same dialogue, but who knows? Let's see what goes down. No, it's nothing. I decided to continue to take the blessing just like Sonatina told me to. Ah, it feels so nice. I want to stay like this forever. I completely submitted myself to the warmth of the lights. I had accepted the star, the blessing. As it disappeared into my body, my consciousness too was getting blurry. Faintly, I can still hear Sonatina's voice. Don't worry, you have received Mother's blessing. Canor will surely protect you, our children. That's why, for now, sleep tight. When you open your eyes, I hope the spring has come. Uh, I thought there was going to be more than this, but. Okay, well, that was a short one. Okay. I'm going to assume that was the second ending. So, that was that. Okay, so. I'm going to just say that was the second ending to that one. So, we got 2 endings so far. So now I'm going to choose to think about it, and then I'm going to find other ways to get other endings. So now for this choice, I'm going to save this on another. Well, I could just save it on this spot, but yeah, I'm gonna save it here. Yeah. So now at this choice, I chose I plan to ask a girl out. So now I'm gonna say my friend will cry. Legato's face flashed on my mind. I remember Legato was on the verge of tears just by asking me yawning. Just by watching me yawning? If I don't wake up soon, my friend will cry, and my face will be all beaten up. I told him he could hit me until I'm awake, but he's stupidly strong, you know? I see. But I apologize in advance, but I'm afraid you can't do that. Huh? Well, what do you mean? You can't wake up. Not now. I can tell that she's being serious. So, I can pretty much just. This is just the same dialogue. This is just the same thing. This is just the same thing. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. What if I chose all of them were Legato? I didn't choose for this one. Once again, what else I was in my bedroom sleeping himself. It turned out that today Legato visited me again. He lived next door, so I didn't find it strange if he came often. With my parents on Hibernate too, his family probably got my spare key. Although this time he didn't look as depressed as before. Instead, he looked strange. I didn't finish it. I wonder what happened. Just as I wondered about it, he began to talk. Today I went to the public library with Aria. You what? Why are you with her? Is it a date? Are you planning to be my rival? No, no, it's not a date or anything. I was surprised. For a second, I thought he could hear my voice. We want to know what's happening in this island. So she thought the public library might be a good place to gather information. Then on the library, we met an old lady. Her name is Sonata. Sonata. Sonata's face immediately flashed on my mind. Sonata, the same thing. She told us that similar thing actually happened in the past. People were falling asleep right now, but no one remembered it. What? But what's bugging me is the legend of this island. The legend of this island? This is my first time hearing that. I wonder if Tina knows. According to her, there was a legend, but more like a folklore about uh, Canor. The goddess started to tell a story. I hear it from a woman. Okay. Long ago, there was a group of people running away from the oppression of a tyrannical emperor. After several months, they found an island. However, that island was covered with ice and snow. On that island, winter was very long, the temperature was very low, there were frequent snowstorms, and sunlight was rarely seen. Not only the unfriendly climate, the sea was frozen since the temperature was very low, but there weren't many fishes either. It was harsh for the people to live there, but they had no other place to go. They had no choice but to stay. However, after years, the people couldn't take it anymore, so they decided to do a ritual. They sent an orphan girl to the mountain as an offering for the island. The girl was very sad. However, if her life could bring salvation to the island, she would gladly offer it. The island's heart that was in dormant heard her cry and woke up. It decided to grant her wish. In exchange of her life, the heart gained power. With that power, it tamed the winter and brought the snow to the island. The first spring after a long, long winter. On the first day when the spring came, they heard a song reverberating all over the island. That's why they decided to name the island as Canor. In a certain language, it means a song. The people rejoiced and their lives were getting better. However, no one remembered about the girl they sacrificed, not her face, not even her name. There was no trace of her existence, none at all. Is that the legend of this island? How sad. To think there are people who thought of sacrificing another to their own sake. But it's just a legend, right? As soon as Legato finished the story, he sunk his face on my bed. His shoulders trembled and his voice quivered. Forte, I'm scared. Scared of a legend? Well, it's indeed not a great story. I think that isn't a mere legend, but a true story. What do you mean? If it is, then am I the next sacrifice? His words left me stunned. Huh? But my peaking time seems to be up. Everything became black and I couldn't hear a continuation of Legato's words. What a timing! Legato's words, however, embedded in my head and I couldn't seem to get it out from my mind. Okay, since the edge getting clear, the voice sitting there, well, we have some hoping for being longer. It's alright, good. I know, but seriously, it's really boring here. There's nothing else to do. So I'm gonna skip all this. We're gonna do Legato again. Okay, now this one, it stops right fast forwarding, so this is probably a dialogue that we haven't read yet. So let's see what this one says. But there is still a chance that Tina is hiding something from me. How can I get her to spill? How can I get her to spill the truth? He thinks she's hiding something, like she's keeping a secret from him. Tina, do you know about the legend of this island? Sonatina flinched at the question. I thought you weren't interested in legend. Well, I happened to hear it when I was checking on my friend, and it kind of bothers me. Maybe I shouldn't let you peek on the other side. What else did you hear? Suddenly her tone changed. Oh god! Oh god, her tone changed. Bruh. Since that happened, I kind of wanted a creepy little voice, or not like creepy, it's just like a menacing voice to her, but I don't know. I thought that would be like kind of funny if I did that. Suddenly her tone changed. She sounded very cold, that she could freeze someone with her voice alone. I could feel a pressure in the air. But I can't back down here. I have a friend called Legato. Forte, I think he is feeling anxious. What is that Forte for? I think he's feeling anxious, like he has nightmares of being alone or something like that. And he told the sleeping me about the legend of this island. Tell me, Tina, is that true? Will Legato be sacrificed? Tina wasn't answering. Yeah, he probably is. Then something flashed into my mind. What about her? She said she used to be human, but not anymore. Could it be? Were you also the sacrifice? Sonatina's expression softened. She walked closer to me and tugged my clothes. Don't make that kind of expression. What kind of expression? You look like you're in pain and are about to cry. I don't know what you were talking about. Since you heard about it already, I guess I don't have to hide it anymore. To answer your question, that legend is mostly correct. My eyes widened at her response. What? Okay, sorry about that, for that little pause there. Satina touched a tree with her forehead and closed her eyes. Once she opened her eyes, she immediately looked at me. Maybe it will be faster if we just show you. Mother also said she wanted you to know. Know what? About us, the people whose existence were forgotten. Oh, but since they're long in the past, you could only hear the voices. There will be no visual. First peeking, now eavesdropping? Does this tree not know about privacy? Am I a criminal now? If you are ready, just put your hand on the tree. Oh, but don't let go until the end, okay? I was confused. However, at the same time, I was also kind of curious. Reluctantly, I stepped closer to the tree and put my hand on the tree and closed my eyes. Within the darkness, I grew nervous. I wondered what the tree would like me to know. Whatever it is, I need to pay attention. There was a static noise in the beginning, just like a radio trying to find a channel. Once it's cleared up, I began to hear the voices of people I didn't know. Oh, this is bad. We have to do something. Should we try to find another island? This place isn't suitable for living. How? It's winter. The ocean surface is mostly covered by sea. Also, I don't think we have enough supplies. Then what should we do? Hear me out, everyone. Actually, back in the Empire. Oh my god, the Empire. Back in the Empire, I read a certain book. It said that every island had its own heart. Heart? Right. The island was functioning heart will be prosperous, or at least suitable for living due to the island's protection. If that's true, I suspect that this island's heart is either dormant or not functional. Okay, but where is the heart and how can we awake it? They all went silent. I have an idea. Let's make an offering. Oh no. An offering? Yeah, do you know about this very big tree on the mountain? Oh, that tree with the enormous trunk. I wonder what tree is that? Fig? Huh? That kind of tree exists in the island? I don't know. But if there is a sacred place in this place, it's probably that place. Let's make an offering to that tree. Let's prepare a feast then. Will it be sufficient? We're trying to awaken the island's protection here, as if it will. Should we offer animals too then? Or. Oh! Her, right? Her, right? Yeah, I don't want to do it, but this is for the island. I'll ask Melodica then. No, we don't want her to escape. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, wait a minute. All the sounds disappeared. There was a long silence, and why does this text keep getting messed up? Do you mean it? Cause I'm seeing double T's, like t. Like there was a long silence, and t. It sounded like the scene changed. I think they meant to say it, but they didn't put the I in. Okay. There was a long silence, and it sounded like the scene changed after that. Instead of the discussion from before, what greeted me was a woman's scream. No! What are you doing? Release me, please, I beg you. It's hot, please. What are those people doing, or could it be they? Ah, please, please. We're sorry, Melodica. This is for the island. No, no, no! Ugh. Her scream echoed in my ears. I wanted to cover both of my ears, but I couldn't since it would mean I had to let go of my hand from the tree. In the end, I just waited until everything once again became a complete silence. They just killed someone. Canor, huh? So that's why they decided to call the island. Looks like my life actually awakened the island's protection or whatever it is. But they sacrificed me and forget about me while living a good life. Look at me getting stuck here with a tree. Why me? Just because I'm still a maiden and an orphan. For the island, don't joke around. If so, why don't they just sacrifice themselves? I agree. Hey, Canor, you can hear me, right? I know you can. Answer me, Canor. Do we really have to protect the island? Even though I hope all of them will go burn in with a sad, sorrowful voice, the woman continued to have a conversation with the tree. Tina also talked to the tree a lot. Could it be they can hear the voice of the tree? The static noise was there again, and I can no longer hear the woman's voice. What a choppy recording. Finally, I could hear voices. Those voices were getting clearer and clearer. This time, I heard the voices of different people, not the people from before. But what shocked me the most was there was a child's voice mixed in there. Staccato, you are not allowed to step out from this place. Huh? Does the scene change? Did the scene change? Oh, why? Please, get me out from here. It's dark here and cramped, and I hate it here. What? Is that child confined to something? This is for the people of Canor. You should be honored, Staccato. You will be one with this island. That's right, Staccato. You will be our savior. Savior? This island used to be protected by the island's heart, but it's weakening. That's why terrible things are happening right now. With your help, we will be able to save everyone. You will be a hero. Hero? Me? That's right, Staccato. You're my hero, right? If you become a good boy, you'll be one too. I see. Okay then, I will become this island's hero. What savior? What hero? You guys sacrificed a child. Those terrible adults. They just burned a child to death in fire. So it's you, the new sacrifice. Aren't they terrible, sacrificing a child like this? No. Actually, it's only hurt a little, and they said I will be a hero, their savior. This voice, the first sacrifice and a kid? That's because Canor took us here because we actually die. And you believe their words? What a poor child. I guess we are both miserable people here. Thrown away, forgotten, all alone, and we will disappear just like that. In the end, our lives, our sacrifices, even our death will mean nothing. Are you going somewhere, big sister? Yeah, my time will be up soon. I guess this is for the best. I can't bear to be here anymore, looking at them living happily. Are you lonely? Very, and you will understand soon. Hmm? I don't get it. Why don't you tell me your name, big sister? Even if no one remember you, I will. By the way, my name is Staccato. Melod- Melodica. It got quiet again. Honestly, I didn't quite understand what was going on here. I never know if something like that ever happened to the island here. The flood of the shocking information made my head hurt, but the whole recording didn't seem to end there. Priestess Symphonia. Has the has the preparation completed? It's a girl now, and did she say priestess just now? Yeah, the ritual is ready to take place. I see. So the time has come. The time to fulfill my duty to protect this island. But the woman who was with the girl sounded really sad. There was a sound of soft sobbing followed by her after her words. On contrary, the priestess girl sounded confident. There is no need to be sad. It's an honor to be able to offer myself to this sacred tree. After all, it's my duty as the priestess to protect Canor and its people. That's why you two should send me off with a smile. What? This girl wasn't like the previous sacrifices. She gladly offered herself without being forced or manipulated by others. The long silence felt like a short time as I questioned her inside my head. Oh? The new person is here. Are you the guardian of Canor? Uh, Guardian of Canor? What is that? I'm just. Well, the fuel? I'm running out of energy though. Hmm. This kid also said. This kid also called Canor his mother. I'm called Symphonia, the priestess of the sacred tree of Canor. I'm Staccato. Priestess? Oh, they sure thought of a new sugar-coated system to sacrifice people. Honestly, Mother's not too happy with that practice. Excuse me, but who is this mother you talked about? Mother is Canor. I see. Thanks for your service until now. I will take over your duty. Whoa, that girl is so uptight. Duty, huh? When the people on the island made me a sacrifice, they told me I would be a hero. But in the end, no one remembered. They didn't remember the name of their saviors. You too. There will be no one to remember you and your duty. Probably, but the fact that you and the island and its people are still safe means you are indeed a hero. I will be sure to remember you, the hero, Staccato. I could hear the soft laugh come from the kid. I see. Thank you. But I just realized once I got here, I want to know how it feels to be an adult. Not that it will come true, but no. He was only a kid, and he had to see the others grow up. Of course he would feel that way. I wonder if Tina also has the same thoughts. Oh, and Cynthia. Symphonia, I have something to tell you. Yes? I need you to pass the message to the person after you. A big disaster is coming to the island. It happened too during my time. I wasn't prepared enough for it. It was terrible. So I want that person to prepare well. The disaster? Could it be the same disaster as Tina mentioned before? Wait, what happened? And why the person after me and not me? Well, Mother told me your soul wouldn't burn that long here. I'm sorry to say this, but you will probably be replaced sooner than you thought. What? Sacred tree, is my duty going to end that soon? If that's true, I have a request. Will you hear me out? I see. Thank you. Maybe rather than waiting for people to be sent here, we should select the people ourselves. The one whose soul burned longer than anyone else. The one that can fuel the island as long as they can. Unlike me. I speak of duty, but my soul cannot last long. I couldn't protect the island from the disaster myself. Huh? We can do that? That's great! Huh? What are they going to do? Who's this person? Welcome, Allegro. Where is this? Who are you? This is where the heart of Canor resides. I'm Symphonia, the priestess of Sacred Tree. Oh, this is just like the soul calling thing. So she's the one who started this trend. What? Oh, this is a dream, right? No, this is not a dream. Hear me out, Allegro. I have important things to tell you. Me? Yes, actually, a disaster is coming to the island. Disaster? Such as. I apologize. I don't know the detail. However, according to my predecessor, it's something terrible. If we do nothing, many people will die. We have to prepare soon, so everyone in Canada can be saved. I, I see. So, how can I help you? Offer yourself to the sacred tree. Huh? Isn't that mean? Did you just? Doesn't it? Did you just tell me to die? No, you won't die, but you will be here in this place. You will become one with the Canor's heart. Such an honor, right? Are you kidding me? I won't do anything like that. Never, ever. After a silence, there were loud sounds. The sounds of people panicking, the sounds of car horns, and many other sounds that I couldn't recognize. Huh? What's happening over there? Terrible. Am I dreaming? Is this a nightmare? Allegro, what are you doing? Don't space out, Allegro. We have to evacuate soon. The water will reach here soon. Come on. Is this the disaster that you told me about? If it is, then The chaotic sounds finally went silent. What followed after that was the voice of the man from before. So many people died. My family, my friends. His voice trembled as he spoke. I thought it was just a dream. I thought that girl from my dream was just saying nonsense. I tricked her, saying that I would do as she said. She smiled and then disappeared. Of course I didn't do it. Offering myself to a tree? How stupid. Rather, I continued to live as usual. When I look back, I think that was when it started. The weather and climate started to change in weird ways. The winter was getting longer and colder. The summer was shorter. And a few days ago, the earth began to shake violently, once, twice, many times. Earthquakes? The next moment, a huge wave swept everything away. Human, building, literally everything. I think I've heard about this before. If I'm not mistaken, it's called a tsunami. I suddenly remembered this tragedy was once mentioned in my geography class. The teacher showed us the video of a tsunami. It was very terrifying that I managed to stay awake the whole time. A wave, far taller than a human, wiping everything in sight. It was like the water, the most bountiful resource on this planet, trying to remind human that it was a powerful force that shouldn't be seen on the surface level. Many people died. Many buildings were destroyed. We don't have enough food and clean water. What's worse, the winter will come soon. Hey, sacred tree, or whatever you are, why am I still alive? Is this my punishment? Whatever. If this is my punishment, then so be it. Just take me. I'm offering myself to you. I will protect this island as you wanted. Next time, no one will have to go through the disaster again. As long as the flame of my soul burns, I will make sure of it, no matter what. Another static sound. Just how long will this take? How many people are sacrificed before the sun is heat up? The disaster will come once again. This time I will surely do my best. I will do my part and protect this island. Fortunately, I already have a plan. To prevent the destruction from the wave, we can make something like a barrier surrounding the island. You can do it, right? The man from before, he was talking to the tree, but since I couldn't hear it, he sounded like talking to himself. It sounded like he was talking to himself. Hmm. But the people will start to panic, right? And the winter might be a problem too. Winter? Oh? How about we just make them go on hibernate or something? Hmm? Sounds great. Okay, then let's do that then. I see. So everything about hibernate was this man's idea? Suddenly he sighed and his tone changed to a deeper and more serious one. This plan requires a lot of power. I will most likely disappear before spring. I have to find a successor soon. Let's use that girl's method then. Her method? Is she going to call someone too? Just like my guess, he actually called someone to the room. This time it's a young woman's voice. Welcome. My name is Allegro, the one who called you here. Oh, I'm Dose? Where is this? A dream? Not quite, but something like that. Anyway, why don't we talk for a bit? I'm sorry, I can't do it. I have to take care of my mother. My mother is the only family I have left. She has been hospitalized for a while and I want to be there for her. I know, she is in the public hospital near the west coast, right? How did you. Well, everything that happened on the island can be seen from here. After all, I'm one with this island. Ah, well, now that you mention it, maybe I should have let you see it. The disaster that I saw with my own eyes. West Coast, right? I used to live around there myself too. You should see what I saw in that place on that day. After that, you can make your choice. I wonder what you will choose in the end. Will you choose to leave your mother, or will you choose to see your mother leave you? The man's voice was like a devil's whisper. It was poisonous and cruel. He made it so she had no choice but to accept. This is blackmail. I know he wanted to protect this island, but this, no, I can't accept this. We managed to deal with the disaster. That man too has left. But mother, she didn't remember me. She's still sick and that she's still sick that she has no one with her. At least she's safe, but still. Finally I could hear a soft sobbing from the young woman. Tell me, Canor, do we still have to do this? To be sacrificed? To be forgotten? To be alone? To disappear just like that? This is all too sad. My soul probably won't last until the next disaster passed, but ah, I don't want anyone else to feel the same way as I do right now. I don't want anyone to replace me. Please, Canor, release us. Let me be the last one. The last one? But as for the rest, The static sound cut her voice before I could hear the full sentence. Hey, don't cut the important part. I was still irritated, but the scene moved on anyway. How long is this scene, man? Why, why are you here? I didn't even call you. The young woman gasped in disbelief. Even I could hear the surprise in the young woman's voice, but I thought it wasn't a good surprise. After all, she sounded like she was seeing a ghost. Oh, this is her! Yeah, she was the last one then. Where is this place? Who are you, big sister? This voice. Tina? Eh? Is it really okay for me to watch this? Ah, my name is Dulce. You are... I'm Sana Tina. You can call me Tina. Okay, Tina. Why are you here? This is not a place for you. I heard voices. They were telling me to meet Canor. Voices? They? Could it be? No way. So Dulce is Canor here? So Dulce, is Canor here? The young woman let out a heavy sigh. Yeah, if you don't mind, maybe we can talk. Okay. How do I say this? Tina feels different. She sounds more cheerful. Eh? So you always hear those? I was also always at home. You don't go outside like to play with your friends? Friends, huh? Must be nice. I'd like to have friends too. Actually, I got sick a lot, so Mama and Papa won't allow me to go outside. It's not that I see them often, though. They're busy people. I didn't know Sonatina was such a lonely girl even before she was here. I see. Aren't you lonely? I'm not sure. I have Sonatina. Well, she is my twin sister. Santana. That name. Where did I hear it? But it could be just a coincidence, right? Unlike me, she is healthy and has beautiful brunette hair. Even so, she's always with me and plays with me. I'm glad to hear that. At least you have someone to talk to. About that, are you alone, Dose? Well, it's just me and Canna here. I don't really have anyone else to talk to. I see. Then I will come here again to talk to you sometime. Probably shouldn't do that. This is not a place for you to be. Why? Do you hate me, Dose? But talking with you is fun. No, it's not like that. Oh, I guess just talking is fine. It should be okay, right? It's just talking, and I didn't even tell her about my other sacrifices. Canner, please, she's still a child. Please, let her have a future. Her voice, her voice, when she said those words were very small, like a whisper. With trembling voice, she once again wished to Canner. After a short silence, all of a sudden I can hear something dark and murky like they belonged in the horror movies. Chills immediately ran down my spine. At first, it sounds like a collection of various voices, whispers and sobs and chants. Then voices barely sounded human followed. You, run away from your duty? Unforgivable. You will regret it, Dulce, Sonatina. Shut up! Shut up! Go away! Cantor, anyone, please, take that girl away from here. If she's here, she will... Just give up. Duty, let her take over. Or we will make her do it ourselves. No! Shut up! Her scream drowned the horror voices. Not long after that, everything went quiet. Just now. What was that? What were they trying to pull? Dose, I'm scared. I keep hearing mean people's voices. They're telling me to offer myself. What does it mean, Dose? Am I cursed? You know something, don't you, Dose? Please tell me. Dose, please, tell me everything. Fine, I will tell you, but promise me don't do anything rash. I promise. Once again, after Dose explained things to Sonatina, every voice disappeared. I'm getting anxious. I feel like something bad will happen soon. Then the sound came back. But what greeted me was the voice of someone new. Hmm, just where am I? It's snowing, but it's not even cold. And there's a big tree. And, Tina? Who's this? She sounds like Tina, but I don't think this is her voice. Sonata, you're here too. Dulce, this is my sister, Sonata. Sonata, this is my friend, Dulce. I'm Dulce. Sonata, why are you here? I don't know. I think I hear someone's voice telling me to bring back Tina. Then somehow I'm already here at this strange place. Anyway, since I found you, let's go home, Tina. But... Oh, excuse me. I think I burst there. I burped. Your sister's right. I will send you back. Also, please be careful, Tina. Don't listen to their voices. The disaster will be here soon. Tina, Sonata, it's your turn to get the blessing. Okay, but what about you? Me? Oh, I'm fine. I will follow you soon. Are you scared? I will hold your hand, Tina. Let's go! Okay. You try to defy your fate. I won't let you. You are not going anywhere. Why is it only you? No fair. Tina? Tina! Now offer yourselves. No, Tina, don't listen to them. Now, I... Ugh, my ears. Unable to stand the combinations of the malicious voices and the static white noises, I let go of my hands to cover my ears. Forte? Forte, are you okay? When I opened my eyes, both Sonatina and Legato were there, right in front of me. Legato? Oh, you look fine. That's great. Now that you've heard our memories, how was it, Forte? My mind went blank when she asked that question. Without much thought, I said whatever that came to my mind. You sound different? Hey, I'm asking seriously here. I know, but I can only barely process the information. Honestly, I don't know what to say. Well, that's to be expected. Tina, are you being forced to be here? Yes and no. What do you mean? In a sense, you can say I was being forced by those voices, but in the end, I choose to offer myself, so you can also say I didn't. And you see, it's not that bad here. I'm very healthy. I don't get sick. My mother always talks to me too. As you heard, I never went outside, so being here all the time doesn't really make any difference, to be honest. If anything, I have more things to do here. That was what she said, but looking at the ways looking at the way she got excited for a moment about playing with snow and covering her ears, happy to talk with the young woman from before. Ugh, excuse me. I felt like she was only saying those things because she hadn't experienced much in the first place. But it wasn't like I could do anything for her. I see. By the way, Tina, what are those voices? The ones that called you here? I turned my head towards Legato. Legato, don't tell me you also heard something as scary as that. I don't think so. That's probably my predecessor's shadows. Shadows. Right. It's not like the sacrifices but were bad people, but oops. Um, it's not like they're it's not like the sacrifices were bad people, but we were staying here in solitude for about 100 years. No one remembers us, but we remember them. Our appearance cannot change, as if our time has stopped, but we have to see others' time moving. But in the end, we are also human, not just loneliness. We also feel frustration, angry, envy, sadness, and also regret. Those voices came from their shadows, the accumulation of their negative feelings that resides here, which only gets stronger and took form. It's basically a part of them. What? They wanted to make sure that the succession took place, which was the one before me, Dulce was trying to prevent. In the end, she failed. Only Sonata was able to get the blessing while I ended up being her successor here. Then why didn't I hear any of those voices? Probably because they have no reason to. I do my part to convince you to take over. Also, you didn't show any resistance so far. Then Sorrentino looked at me. But there's no guarantee that they won't show up if you continue to do this pointless thing, Forte. They will just do what they did to me. Again. This time, it's this time to you and Legato. You understand, right? I gritted my teeth and then looked at Legato. Don't worry about me, Forte. I'm okay. I decided to accept my fate. What do you mean? Don't you have dreams? What, or something that you want to do at least? Can't say I don't have one. Let's see. I want to be a photographer. I want to go to many places and take many pictures. And then I want to make a lot of money and take my parents to travel around the world. Also, as expected, I want to see your future. I want to take photos of your big days, like your wedding day or the day you become a pro. Then, but it's okay. It's okay. That's why you two, please understand. Take the blessing, move on and chase your own dream. He's right, Forte. You shouldn't do anything funny. The outcome won't change anyway. Nothing will change as long as those shadows are there. I shut my eyes tightly. Was me being here really pointless? Did trying to change things really impossible? Did I have to let go of my friend so he could be a sacrifice and forgotten? No, I won't. There must be something I can do. Then questions began to appear inside my head. Was me being here a coincidence? Was me being able to hear Legato and Arya's voices a coincidence? What if everything was actually Canor's scheme? What if Canor actually wanted me to help Legato? What if Canor actually wanted to end the cycle of sacrifices? Maybe that's also why Canor made me hear those recordings. But I wonder what will happen to the island after that. No, I shouldn't think about that now. I knew what I wanted to do. I opened my eyes and looked towards my friend. Legato. Yeah? If there is a way for you to not become a sacrifice, what will you do? Huh? Well, didn't you hear what Tina just said? I'm asking you here, my friend. Be honest with me for once, will you? I, as expected, maybe I'm scared. I think if that kind of world exists, it'll be great. That's what I want to hear. I've made up my mind. I took a deep breath and put as much power as I could to my next sentence. I will end this nonsense, and not even those voices from Underworld will stop me. For a second, I thought I saw Sunatina's smile. Then the atmosphere changed. Feeling the tension in the air, Sonatina and Legato's expression darkened. Suddenly, everything turned black. I could still see Legato and Tina, but our surrounding was completely black. Then those horror-like voices began to reverberate around us. Sonatina was calm, but when I looked at Legato, he was as pale as sheet. They're here. Forte, maybe you should stop this. Well, sorry to disappoint. I won't just give up without trying. But how are you going to deal with this? How? Well, by talking. Talking. Are you for real, Forte? To tell you the truth, I didn't think about that. As if I can say it that out loud. You want to abandon your duty? Do you think you can run away? You have to be punished. No fair, no fair. Pitiful, how pitiful. Their voices sounded quite similar, and it was quite hard to distinguish them. Or other than that, I could judge them based on the overall vibes and compare them to the one in my memory. Then the shadows started to take form. As the name suggested, they looked like the black shadow you would see on horror movies, or maybe at 3 a.m. near your bed. There was two behind Legato and two behind Sonatina and one behind me. When I realized its presence, my pathetic hands began to tremble. I noticed there were 5 of them. But wait, there are 5? I thought there were 4 before. Could it be The previous sacrifice has become part of the shadows now? Either way, I gotta do something about this. Maybe I should try to talk to them one by one. Let's start by the one nearby first. Oh my god. I turned around to face the shadow behind me. I didn't know whose shadow that was, but I tried to talk to it. Excuse me. The shadow did not respond. Hey, I need to talk to you. I have nothing to talk to you. Let's try to talk to the others first. I was about to head over to the Legato, but Sorrentina called me. There were two shadows near her. She was telling me to deal with those two first. I decided to start with the one on the left. Excuse me, why don't we have a talk? Why? Why? Painful. How painful? What are you talking about? Why are you saying something like that? Painful. Sacrifice. Pitiful. Sorry. I'm sorry. Mother, Tina. Call the name, Forte. The name? The owner of the shadow? Right. After all, these shadows are a part of their owners. After remembering the name will help them to calm down. Can't you do that, Tina? I'm a resident of this place. There will be no meaning if I do that. I see. Wait, why do I feel like Tina is helping me? Didn't she want Legato to stay? No, this is not the time to think about that. I have important things to do. Let's see. This shadow sounds apologetic. Its regret has something to do with the owner's mother and Sonatina. If that's the case, I think this shadow probably belongs to... Are you... Wait, what? We gotta guess? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I have to guess which shadow the owner it has. I have to guess which owner has this shadow. You know what? Let's read through the history, right? This shadow sounds apologetic. Its regret had something to do with the owner's mother and Sonatina. If that's the case, I think this shadow probably belongs. So we gotta. I guess you know what? Yeah, we're gonna have to scroll back and see. So yeah, the shadow dude was apologetic. So we're gonna have to go back and see what we can find. Fear shadow becomes okay. We gotta do something. No. Feeling tension here, something everything about it. We need to, yeah, we need to go back all the way back up. I'm asking here. So no. No. Go back to the story. Go back. In the end, she failed only 17 Did they say the name of the shadow? Those voices came from the shadows accumulation. It's basically part of them. What they wanted to make sure that the succession took place. Nope, that's not it. Did she ever say what the name of it was? Oh no. She's never looking at if anything. I have more things to do. I never went outside. I'm very healthy. See, since you can say I was being forced, Banana chose herself. And yes and no. Wait, the boy's voice. No. Malicious voice. No, Tina. No. Malicious. Dos. No. Voice. I won't let you. You're not going anywhere. What's on you? No fair. Oh my god. Yeah. This is gonna take a while to get all of these. Be careful, Tina. Don't listen to their voices. Go back to when this girl just I don't know if they ever said the name. If she ever said the name. I'll come here and talk to you sometimes. Why do you hate me? Those talking so much fun. I don't know. Look, I don't know who which one's which. Obviously I'm gonna get this wrong, but I'm going to assume that it is The owner? Wait, let me check back one more time. Let me check back one more time. Let me check back real quick. Again, I'm trying to make sure that hopefully I don't get it wrong. I sure hope I don't get it wrong. I hope. Um, hmm, maybe 3. Voice 5. Wait, no. I don't know. I don't know which owner it is. So, like I said, I'm going to take a big guess. It can't be Allegro. Oh, I'm not gonna remember anything they said. That's the problem. Staccato saying something about being a hero. Melodica, Symphonia, Dos. Ah! Oh my god, this is horrible. Uh, I'm gonna guess maybe, just maybe, Symphonia, maybe? I know this is gonna be wrong, but let's see how this goes. Are you Symphonia? No, it's not. Did I get it right? The shadow didn't react. I looked at Tina, but she shook her head. You guessed wrong, Forte. Oh, I messed up. The shadow didn't want to talk to me anymore, but still sticking this up. God dang it! Okay. My attention shifted towards the... Okay, you know what? No. I'm not... No. Let's go back. Let's go back here. So, Symphonia didn't work. So, we got Melodica, Staccato, Allegro, or Dulce now. Because we tried Symphonia and it didn't work. So, my second guess is... I'm going to say it's Dulce, maybe. Are you Dulce? Oh my god! Second try! And we got it right. Okay. Suddenly the shadow formed. The shadow changed form. I'm sorry to... Oh yeah! Yeah! She was like... wasn't she the one that was just saying like sorry a bunch of times? Wasn't it? I'm gonna have to go back. This isn't my intention. I want you to be free. I want this cycle of loneliness to stop, but you still ended up here anyway. It's okay, Dulce. I'm not mad at you. This place is not too bad. Thank you. Thank you. I wonder if my mother forgave me too, for leaving her and for disappearing from her life. I'm sure she will. I mean, you're protecting her from here. Yeah, thank you. Dulce looked at Legato. Is that Tina's successor? I see. You want to protect him, right? Just like Sonata that day. Then I too will wish for the same thing. Canor, everyone, please, let him go. Dulce's shadow had claimed down. How about you move on to the next one, Forte? Okay. Let's see who this one is. My attention shifted towards the one on the right. Excuse me, let's have a talk. What do you want? Please, let my friend go. I don't want him to be sacrificed. Why? Why can't he become one? No fair, no fair. The shadows stared at Legato. He has friend, why can't I? He can grow up tall and big, why can't I? I was trapped in this place, so why can't he? No fair, no fair. Okay, so then the shadow looked at Sonatino. The shadow circled around her, but her expression remained unchanged. You understand me, right? After all, you were here before you experienced many things too. Where are you helping them? I don't know what you are talking about. So Tina is on our side after all? Don't play dumb. No fair, no fair. This shadow. I think I know who the owner for this one is. Who is this one? No fair, no fair. So we can cross out those because we already tried that because that was the right one last time. Whose ghost is this one? He kept saying no fair, no fair. Who does in Forte's like? Oh, I think I know who the shadow is for this one. Well, I don't because I forgot. Obviously, I didn't forget. I just don't know who. I'm going to assume it's Allegro. Let's see. Allegro. No, that wasn't right. That was not right. God dang it. Wait, did I just save it? Wait, no. Wait. Oh, okay. I was about to say, um, I thought, oh my god, I thought I saved it right there. Okay, so Allegro didn't work. So I'm gonna guess it's. So my second guess is. Okay, I need to actually use my brain and use my and just try like smarts. Just be smart. We gotta figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. But I'm just gonna say that my second guess is staccato. Yep, got it. Those people lied to me. They locked me up, sacrificed me. They told me I would be their hero, but they forgot about me. Unfair. Everyone is so unfair. I want to be like other children. I want to grow taller, go to school, make friends, celebrate birthdays. Don't you think so too? Sonatina shook her head. No, I'm quite happy with my condition. I do miss my twin sister, but what I always longed for, I found it here. There must be good things that happened to you too while you were here with Mother. So you called Canor as Mother too? Yes, after all, Canor is like a mother to me. I see. You too, huh? Then I'll be waiting for you on the other side, my sister. Yeah, brother. Staccato's malicious shadow had calmed down, but I barely did anything. During their whole conversation, I could only stand on the side. Tina did all the talking. Well then, Forte, maybe you should go to the next one. Right. I turned my body and headed to Legato. The two shadows were circling around Legato. The right shadow grabbed his right arm, and the left shadow got his left arm. Visibly afraid, Legato looked at me with teary eyes. Hold on a little longer, Legato. Let's go to the right one first. Excuse me, can we talk for a bit? The right shadow noticed me. The shadows let go of Legato's arm and approached me. Devil! A devil is here. The devil? Me? Duty must be fulfilled. Fate shouldn't be defied. This person's fate and duty should be accepted. You want him to abandon his duty. I won't let you. What's with you talking about his fate or whatever? Just listening to you makes me irritated. You're not the one to decide Legato's fate. What duty? You're just pushing what you want to other people, and you also let people do whatever they want, they wish to your life. Him, we are special. We are chosen by fate. You're wrong. I know Legato since a long time ago. He's just a normal person, just a human like me. And you, the one who is so obsessed with duty. This has to be Allegro. Allegro, you're no different. Ugh. No, that was. Oh my god. God dang it, that wasn't right. Did I get it right? No, you did not. Forte, I think that's not the name. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't the one. Oh, and it disappeared. I want. Okay, yeah. This one's Doles. Okay. This one's Staccato. Okay, so Allegro didn't. So the one on the left has to be Allegro, right? So it's either Cynthia or Melodica or this one, because I already tried that one. It didn't work. I'm gonna. Why am I always getting everything right on the second try? I don't know why. That's just how it is. Oh, bro. So I'm gonna. I don't know why. How would it be Melodica? Let's try her and see if it works. Okay, that one didn't work. So it's the middle, or yeah, the middle one. So it's the middle one that Ghost belongs to. This may look like I don't know why though. This looks like I'm kind of like cheating or whatever. No, I'm not. I'm not trying to cheat. This isn't my way of cheating. I'm just going back because I want to like get everything right. But I don't know anymore. Cynthia. Yeah. You are wrong. I'm special. As a priestess, it is my duty to protect the island. In my whole life, that's what I believe. It's my pride and joy. It's something that I consider as honor. You can't just tell me that I'm wrong. Don't tell me that. My life is a lie. You know what? If you're happy with your life, then it's fine. It's not like we can change the past either. But can you please let Legato choose his own life? I don't think it's my place to say this, but as a friend, I want him to chase his own future, just like he wants to chase mine. I think the other ending, maybe for another ending, if I'm gonna see what happens if you get all of these wrong. I'm gonna see. And I know that fulfilling this thing you called his duty is not the thing he actually wants to do. I see, I see. I'm sorry to you and your friend. I'm really sorry. Uh, I guess I'll have to apologize to that person too. I wonder if he'll forgive me. I'm sorry, Allegro. Cynthia's shadow had calmed down. Now for this one. Forte, the other one. Okay, hold on. I was about to call out to the left shadow, but somehow I got goosebumps. My intuition told me that shadow was a bit different. That malice was ever stronger than before, than the others. But I can't back down. Excuse me. Because of my nervousness, my voice came out a little higher than usual. Foolish. How foolish, both of you. The shadow came closer to me, to the point I could see its big, scary eyes right in front of me. The next moment, the shadow's hands reached out to my neck, strangling me. I felt like there was a rope tightening around my neck. It suffocated me. Forte! Let go of him! On the corner of my blurry eye, I saw Legato pull the shadow away from me. Then he approached me with a worried look. Are you okay, Forte? It actually quite hurts. I didn't know the shadow could harm people in this realm. I had to be more careful. Or at least I should dodge. Yeah, thank you. Why are you doing this? You have to be punished. If that boy is not around, you will surely comply. What? You have to listen to us. Offer life to the island. That's. Now say it. Say it right now. That you will gladly offer your soul to Canor. What? Now, say it. This situation was just like Tina's. If Legato did as the Shadow said, he would. I can't let it happen. Don't say it. You again. Such an eyesore. Suddenly, the shadow lunged at me. Seeing the black thing charging at me at full speed made my body froze. Whatever I tried to do, it wouldn't make it in time. So I tried to shield my body with my hands and shut my eyes, bracing myself for whatever would come next. But the impact never came. When I opened my eyes, some shadows were there, standing between me and that violent, malicious shadow. Huh? Why? Why? Why are you standing in my way? I won't let you hurt him again. I have to do this. It's my responsibility. What do you think you're doing? You guys. I slapped my cheeks. That wasn't the time to feel touched. There's something that I have to do. I have to guess the owner for this shadow. After thanking them, I stepped to the front. You are Allegro, right? Obviously. Canor, why did you let this kid here? He sounded really mad. Even though he didn't look like a lump of darkness here, he didn't seem to calm down yet. Why are you so stubborn? You heard what happened to me in the past, right? I abandoned my duty. I ran away, but look what happened. I lost everything. When I saw those waves, when I saw many buildings got destroyed, when I saw many people died and lost their families, I felt guilty. It was my fault. If only I wasn't such an egoistic person. If only if I did as was told. If I was told, then maybe none of this would happen. Allegra approached Legato. Intimidated, Legato took a step back every time Allegro got a step closer at him. But Allegro caught him and grabbed his shoulder. That sentence made no sense. If you don't become sacrificed, you will regret it. Let me go. Can you imagine it? A tall wave in one swoop drowned everything. And by the time the water subsided, you found your friend over there was lying somewhere, not breathing anymore. Your other friends too. Your family too. Ooh, excuse me. No. And then you think about it again. You have been warned about that. You could have prevented that. It's not too late to reconsider now. He released Legato and then looked at me. You too. I could hear pain and desperation in his voice. I knew he had the point, especially because he was speaking from personal experience. This person had been through a lot. He chose the option that the others sacrificed didn't, or rather couldn't choose and suffered from it. The same decision that Dulce wanted Sonatina and I wanted Legato to take. He probably just didn't want anyone to suffer the same thing as him. His words actually got me because I started to have doubt in my mind. If the same thing actually happened, can I take responsibility? What if Legato started blaming himself? But I don't want to leave him here. If I do, I know I will regret it. I clenched my fist in frustration. Is there really no other way? There might be a way to protect the island without sacrificing anyone. Not the sacrifice, not the people on the island. I don't know. If you can find the answer, I will give up. But if you don't, you are the one who should back down. Go ahead and think. I'll wait for 15 minutes. 15 minutes? Allegro was so quiet on setting his own term, I didn't have time to object. I tried to think. Like, how about we islanders? How about we islanders just split the cost? But how about people who didn't have much time to live? Or how about we sacrifice stocks instead? In the end, I couldn't think of anything useful. Sometimes I hated myself for being dumb, although I wasn't sure that I could think of something even if I was smart. Panicked, I glanced towards Sonatina. Rather than me, maybe you should ask that one. Sonatana pointed at the last shadow, the one that didn't refer to talk to me before. I hope that this time that shadow changed its mind. Excuse me, I need your help. Name? Name? I'm Forte. Not yours, Forte, the shadows. Oh, sorry. My mind is in a mess. Please help me, Melodica. Unforgivable. I hate those people who made me a sacrifice, but I never thought my fellow sacrifice would do. Oh, I thought my water bottle was going to fall over. I never thought my fellow sacrifice could do the exact same thing. I can't believe it. Melodica. I mean, Miss Melodica. Do you know if there was a way without relying on sacrifice? Hmm? I do. You do? Yeah, simple. Just leave it be. Huh. I felt like my hope that began to sprout died in an instant. Just don't do anything. Let the island without sacrifice. You people of the island should protect yourselves. Probably feeling offended, Allegra's shadow came butting in. That's because you want to see the island get destroyed, right? Hey, it's not like you cared about the island either. What? Granted, you care about your friends and family, but what about others? About the island? No, you don't. Just because you want to feel less guilty, boy. What did you say? The two shadows began to bicker. However, the malicious intent that they had from the start was no longer there. I was quite tired with this kind of argument, so my mind drifted off. I would rather think of possible solution. Then I felt something tug my clothes. When I opened my eyes, I turned around and saw Legato with troubled expression. Forte, what's wrong? I've been thinking. What do you think my parents would feel if they knew I wanted to sacrifice myself for them? I bet they will drag you out here no matter what. I see. When I heard his story, I suddenly thought about it. That person was sad because his friend and family died in the disaster, right? I've never thought about what will people that I left behind think about my decision if they know. Hey, I'm one of those people, and I've been telling you I hate it. Your parents will surely hate the idea more than me. Yeah, then I guess I should rethink it after all. Yeah, you better. So in the end, it's just my selfishness, huh? You and them. And I guess I'm doing all of this out of my own selfishness, too. Glad to know I'm not the only one being selfish. Human's nature, I guess. Yeah, I got to let out a heavy sigh. I want to protect people that I care about, but to think they don't want me to protect them. But what if the tsunami happens? What about the islands? This time should be fine because Tina's here. But what about next time? The tsunami, huh? Suddenly something flashed in my mind. It was my geography lesson about tsunami. If I wasn't mistaken, tsunamis didn't just come all of a sudden. It had signs, like huge earthquakes or unusually low tide. After that one big tsunami that happened to Allegro, I heard that people started to think of various ways to what? Mitigate? What? Something tsunami? Wait, did you think of something? I just I just thought about how we I was just thinking about how we learned about tsunami at school. Now that you mention it. Actually, I think many of the school subjects covered about that incident. It was such a big disaster, so people think they need to spread more awareness about it. We learned about the events from the geography class, or geography and history class, rather. The sign of mitigation from the geography class, how it impacted the economy, the effect on the environment, also how it affected people's lives, even the technologies to monitor it. They were all studied even in the classroom. Not only the sacrifices, but people in the island were also tried to prevent the same tragedy to repeat itself. In the future, it might be developed even more. If we see it that way, what Melodiga might said might be true. We islanders just have to protect ourselves. I guess if we prepare enough, if we can evacuate fast enough, we can minimize the damage. As for how to pass the harsh winter, I had no idea about it. I might be dumb, but there must be smart people out there. Even if I didn't have the solution, if people gave it a thought together, we might find something. I see. The answer is simple, but why didn't we think about that? No, I did think about it, but Sorrentino said the disaster is beyond humans' capability. But it looks like that isn't the case. Maybe she just don't know. Do you really think it will work, though? Who knows? I didn't know whether it was the answer or not, but I felt enlightened. With confidence, I approached the two shadows that were still arguing. Oh, it looks like someone is agreeing with me. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. This is my answer. We, people of Canor, should just work together. Are you kidding me? You can say that because you haven't seen the real thing. Probably, but people learn from past events and try to avoid making the same mistakes. Each day we struggle to make the world we lived in a better place. I'm dumb and lazy, so I probably shouldn't say this, but with knowledge, human can make differences. I believe if we work together, if we think of a solution together, we can make it through somehow. Sacrifice might be a thing in the past, but the era was changing. Human mind is evolving. I see. Don't you agree with me, Canner? You watched over us this whole time, so you know it too, right? As soon as I said that, our surrounding changed. The darkness was gone, along with the shadows. There were only Sonatina, Legato, and I left. Of course, the tree was there too. The tree? It's glowing. Greetings, Forte, Legato. From the tree, I could hear a woman's voice. The voice was very beautiful and calming. If I had to picture, she might be like a beautiful and friendly neighborhood auntie who loves to give you freebies. I'm the one you called Canor, the heart of the island. What? Thank you, Forte. I've been wanting to stop all this, but I can't do it myself. That's why you made me hear those things? You were correct. I've been observing people on the island for a long time, and I came to the conclusion they don't need my protection anymore, just as you said. I see. Actually, Dulce told me a similar thing before. Believing in humans' potential, she said. Oh, that must be the worst that got cut off before. I was relieved that Canor was very understanding. However, a problem remained. But what about you? Without the sacrifice, what will you do if that power runs out? Right, will you go to sleep again? Doesn't that mean the island will not be suitable for living again? There's no need for you to worry about that. I see. Basically, she was telling me not to act. That was the vibe I got from her words. I guess Legato also saw it that way. Canor might not be able to make a barrier or cause a massive hibernation like now, but at least Canor's heart won't go dormant. That's. I see. Honestly, I didn't get it, and I just could nod my head. Oh, by the way, Tina, hmm? What's with the change of heart? What do you mean? At first, Tina was trying to make me take the blessing as soon as possible. She also seemed to keep many things away from me, like Agato's condition. But Canor and let me see and heard many things, and I found out about the sacrifices. After that, she was somehow helping me, even though that man Legato wouldn't succeed her. I thought you don't like what I did here. Like, try to free Legato from what you called his fate. Yeah, I did. Honestly, I was just going to do what I'm supposed to do. And I already told you, I never considered this place as a bad place, so I don't really see any problems here. Sonatina looked at the tree. But it looks like Mother thinks differently. At first I didn't understand her intention. Why can someone like you even do anyway? Not even Dose succeed. What she even said made sense, but I felt kind of hurt. Although I was skeptical about it, I still did as she said. But when I saw you desperately try to do something for your friend, I thought, was that what Dawson's son Tana felt back then? The feeling of wanting to help, to do something for someone you care about. Until I saw it from a different perspective, and I never really thought anything about it. I guess Mother was trying to tell me that. Also, you guys talked about dreams, about future. I guess I'm a bit envious. To me, the two of you, people who are looking forward to the future, are very bright. That's why I think it might not be so bad to help you. I might not have the so called future and cannot have fulfilled my dream, but I can at least show you the way to the future. I was at a loss for words. I wondered what should I say at a time like this. Only one sentence appeared in my head. Thank you for everything. What I could tell her was my appreciation. I was about to ruffle her head, but when I remembered she said that she was at least like 80 years older than me, I stopped. I also thank you, Tina, and I'm sorry I cannot do anything for you. No, that's not true. I'm happy that you talked to me every time we called you. Legato wiped his tears with his sleeve. I won't forget you, Tina. Me too. I also won't forget you. You and the others too. After saying our farewell to Sonatina, Legato and I walked closer to the tree. Now, Forte and Legato, please take the blessing. Be well, you two. Then Sonatina began to sing. A bright light enveloped both me and Legato, warm and comfortable light. Just like before, a star appeared in front of us, trying to assimilate with us. With my consciousness started to slip away, I took one final glance at Sonatina. She was waving at us. I didn't know whether it was just my imagination or not, but I thought I saw her predecessors behind her singing with her. The time passed, and 2 weeks had passed since we woke up in spring. Somehow, both Legato and I still remembered about our time in Canner's realm, but no one else seemed to remember anything. Today, Legato and I spent our time in the school's library to work on our little project. We wanted people to know about the people, and Melodica, the first woman who brought the spring to the island, Staccato, the heroic boy, Symphonia, the dutiful priest, Allegro, the mastermind, and Dulce, the kind-hearted woman, and our dearest friend, Sonatina. But no one would take us seriously if we just told them, so we decided to write a story. We didn't know how to spread the story, but the old woman we met by chance, Sonata, took a liking on it and offered to help. Her family actually ran a publishing company, but we had to revise some things so it could be suitable for release. And that was why we're here right now. The revision on this part is done. Finally, my shoulder's all stiff. But hey, you are so good at writing. Why not be a journalist? You can go to many places and take pictures that way. That's your dream, right? Oh, so you remember that. Of course I do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah? But why can't you remember that today we have practice? I turn around and find a girl standing behind me with a clenched fist. Wow, deja vu. And now that you mention it, I forgot to tell you I cannot go today. Isn't this like the second time? What are you two doing anyway? Arya leaned closer to look at the thing we were working on. Oh, it's a storybook. A story? What is it about? It's about the legend of Canor. Forgotten land? Or forgotten legend? Yeah, about the people that sacrificed themselves for the sake of the island, but no one remembered about them. Well, that sounds sad. How was the ending? If you want to know, buy it when it's out. How secretive. The three of us laughed. Well then, I'm going back to the field. And you, Forte, make sure you tell me next time. There's no third time, you hear me? Yes, ma'am. And with that, Arya went back. But then I noticed that Legato seemed to be fidgeting about something. Forte, have you asked her to the date? Date? Suddenly I remembered. I was about to ask her on a date before Hibernate. It totally slipped from my mind. That face. Did you forget about it? Oops. Maybe you should chase after her then. We're already done for today anyway. I can clean up by myself. You think so? Then I'm sorry. I'm going now. Wish me luck. Good luck. I bolted out from the library and chased after Arya. A lot of things happened. There were so many things for us to do. Fulfilling our little wish to get people to remember the names of those sacrifices, preparing for the disaster, chasing our dreams. But for now, let me start it by this one step to ask my crush to a date. And we have finished this ending. Okay, I think I'm gonna say this as I want to call this the third ending. So we did the third ending now. Oh man, so they're done. They're writing a book. Okay, so that's the third ending. Um, an hour and 25 minutes. That is crazy. Oh man. Okay, so now I'm going to do. So I'm gonna do the other two endings to see what goes down. I'm gonna do so since I did all of the legato thing, I'm gonna do the same thing but with Arya. It's probably gonna be the same dialogue or maybe a different one, but who knows? Um, yeah, stay tuned for more of this. Well, there's not really any more. I'm just repeating the story though. But anyways, I'll be back on the what is it, the ghost part? Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna see what we'll see what happens when I get all the names wrong, because the ghosts disappear when you get them wrong. So, we'll see what happens. And I am back once again, and here we are going to, like I said, we are going to see what happens if we get all the shadows names wrong. This one is Dulce, but I chose Cynthia, so let's see what happens. Did I get it right? Shadow didn't react. So, I mean, we already know the shadow disappeared, and then so we're gonna go to the next one. This one, this is staccato, but I'm gonna choose melodica. Didn't react and get it right. Nope, didn't do it. Guessed wrong, and I messed up. Yep. Well then Forte, maybe we should go to the next one. Alright. Turn our body. Yada 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 yada. Okay, so this one, the right is it's Symphonia, but I'm choosing Dose for this one. Yeah, the right one was Cynthia. And then Foolish and Foolish both of you. Next one, yeah, Foolish. Forte, look over him. In the room. I could hear a familiar song. Sonatina said that this is Canor's lullaby. Why am I hearing this now? And why consciousness is fading? In the end, you also failed, Forte. I failed? I will have you take the blessing now. Then how about legato? There are many things I wanted to ask her, but my voice just couldn't come out. I wanted to open my eyes, but I couldn't seem to do so. My vision in my mind was blank, only darkness remained. Could it be? This is hypnosis? Although faint, I could still hear their voices. Now, well, I thought I turned this down. It sounds kind of loud still. Now, no, legato. Forte, I'm sorry. No, I'm the one who's sorry. Please don't blame yourself, Forte. This isn't your fault. My dreams won't come true, but at least I can keep everyone safe. I will watch over you. That's why you have to chase your dream for my sake too. Now, however, before I could not hear his sentence until the end, my consciousness left me. Soon after, I had the strange feeling that I was being enveloped by a warm light and the scent of spring. Somehow I felt nostalgic. Even so, my mind couldn't be at ease. Legato, Tina. Does it just... Hearing a girl's voice calling me, I immediately opened my eyes and jumped from the bed. As I'm in my room, she saw me, looked like she's crying, did you have a nightmare? Isn't this just the same thing? Then realization hit me. I remember. Oh yeah, oh no, this was different. I failed to convince the shadows, so Tina used that hypnosis thing again to make me take the blessing. Legato. What about Legato? I grabbed Arya's arm in panic. Where is he? Legato? Who's that? Huh? Her answer made my heart drop for a second. My hands were starting to feel cold from cold sweat. Don't joke around, Arya. There's no way you don't know him. There's no way you don't know him. He's our friend. Never heard of him. Arya looked genuinely confused. She didn't seem to be lying. She doesn't remember him? Shocked, I bolted away from my house. Forte? I ran outside to the house next door. There was a man, Legato's father, watering plants in the garden. Mister! Hearing my voice, the man turned his back to face me and smiled. Good morning, Forte. What's wrong? I think Arya went to your house just now. Morning practice? Mister, Legato, do you know where or who he is? Legato? Who's that? Are you serious, mister? He's your son. Suddenly someone hit me from the back. What are you talking about? Mister doesn't have a son. I'm sorry, mister. He's half asleep. As I was afraid of, even Legato's father didn't remember him. It was as if he was never there. Doesn't that mean he actually becomes the sacrifice? It's my fault. It's because I failed. I can't believe this. This must be a lie. Forte, able to sort my mind, I decided to run. Forte. Aria was screaming at me, but I ignored her. I ran and ran and ran. Then I was looking everywhere for the person himself and for any proof of existence. God. But none. There was no proof that he once was living in this place. No one but me remembered him. Honestly, I began to doubt my own sanity. What if this person called Legato was nothing but a fragment of my imagination? What if he was in fact never existed in the first place? After running around everywhere, I was back in my room. A certain item on my desk caught my interest. My notebook. I'm certain this notebook is. I flipped and flipped the pages, hoping to see something. It's here. His handwriting was there on the book where we thought about my date plan. I see. He is real. He's real, but I can't stop him from being a sacrifice. He is now part of the island, protecting us. But no matter... Wait, no, that's not right. But no one remembers him. Is this what Tina and others felt? Being completely forgotten by everyone? I felt awful. It took me my all to hold all my tears. Boy, Forte, a man shouldn't cry easily. But when I looked at the notebook, my memories with him came flowing like a river. He wasn't here anymore. He wasn't there. He wouldn't be there to laugh with me anymore. He was still alive, but we wouldn't meet again. And I couldn't talk about him with anyone. My friend lived solely on my memories, as if he was my imaginary friend. My tear glands were at their limits. I jumped to my bed and curled up. My face was buried by the soft pillow. I hoped that Legato wasn't spying on me from over there because I was in a mess. Is it this symptom? What should we do? Forte, do you want to go to the doctor? Should I call an ambulance? What's the call number again? I hope at least you'll remember me. Remember that you have a friend named Legato. If it is, then am I the next sacrifice? When will the spring come? Or when the spring comes, no one will remember me, as if I were never there in the first place. I want to be a photographer. I want to go to many places and take many pictures. As expected, I want to see your future. I think if that kind of world exists, it'll be great. Please don't blame yourself, Forte. This isn't your fault. I will watch over you. That's why you have to chase your dream for my sake, too. I'm sorry. I swear I'll be fine tomorrow. I'll move forward as you want me to. That's why, just for today, just for now, let me remember you. Because I was the only one in this world that could do so. After that, I decided to feel the fresh air outside to clear my head. I sat down on the bench nearby with a notebook and pen in my hand. The wind was nice and the sunlight, it felt comforting. The smell of leaves and flowers reminded me that time before I took the blessing. It's really spring, huh? I wonder what is Legato doing right now. Tina, those people too. I hope they're in a comfortable place, not feeling any loneliness anymore. And then a thought came across my head. I wonder if there's anything I can do for them. After all, I'm probably the only one who remembers them, even though they did so much for the island. I tried thinking about it, but I had no idea what to do. Anyway, let's start by writing their names. While humming Canor's lullaby, I wrote their names on my notebook. Melodica, Staccato, Sinfonia, Allegro, Dolce, Sonatina. And lastly, my dear friend, Legato. Excuse me. When I looked in front of me, there was an old woman staring at me. Yes, what can I help you? No, it's just I heard a familiar song. The old woman sat down next to me. Familiar song? The one you hummed just now. Oh, you mean Canor's lullaby? I see. So that's what the song is called. Huh? Wait, how do you know this song? I don't think this is a common song. About that. The old woman told me about the strange things that happened to her. Sorry, my story must sound ridiculous to you. No, not at all. From what I heard, I was sure this old woman was the one Legato told me before. Her name was... By the way, Grandma, what's your name? I'm Forte. I'm Sonata. It's her. There's no mistaking it. Grandma, do you know about the legend of Canor? Of course. Of course. It's about a woman's sacrifice to bring spring to the island. Well, then, Grandma, do you know the name of the woman in that legend? Her name? No. She's called Melodica. I see. So that's her name. Yeah, after Melodica, there are other people taking over to protect this island. Staccato, Sinfonia, Allegro, Dulce. The current one's name is Legato. As for the previous one, she's called Sonatita. Inside my head, I was desperately hoped that the name would ring a bell. The old woman weakly smiled. I see. Somehow the name sounds nostalgic, right? I can tell you a little more about her. We had a good chat for a while. After that, her child came to pick her up, and the old woman went home. I was still on the bench, looking at the passing clouds. It was about 5 minutes after that. Arya came running to my direction. There you are. Arya, what's wrong? That should be my line. You're acting weird today. Is that so? Sorry to make you worry then. At least you look better compared to this morning. If there was anything I could do, tell me, okay? When she said that, I immediately remembered the content of the book on my hand. Day planned. But before Hibernate, I was about to ask her for a date. I almost forgot about it. No, it completely slipped from my mind. Well, actually, there is. Do you have any plans this weekend? I don't think so. Why? You want to practice? I shook my head. Actually, my friend told me many good places. Why don't we go on a date this weekend? Sure, why not? Yeah! Did you see the legato? I did it. I asked her. By the way, who's this friend you talked about? Oh, his name is Legato. You know, he's... Good luck, Forte. I might not be able to take pictures, but at least I can see your future from here. Okay, we got the fourth ending. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay. Let the credits go down. Thank you for playing. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Oh, man. That was a good one. Let's see. That was only 13. Okay, so that one wasn't really that bad. So, wasn't that bad, wasn't it? It didn't really feel that long, but... Man, well, that was just fine. So, we have 4 endings now. However, this video is not over yet. We are going to go back one more time to get the last ending and see what happens. Let's do this. Last time we're here, this will be the end of this story, finally. We just gotta get through one more ending. We'll just have to get one ending. And so, that might have to do with the girl that he's trying to ask out. Alright. Music is still loud. Oh wait, this is something I didn't read yet. This was the dialogue I didn't read yet. So it says like this. Let me see Arya. I wonder how would she react when she knows I'm on Hibernate. I mean, I want to see her so badly. All of a sudden, the scenery in front of me changed. I was looking at a very familiar place, my own bedroom. It had been 2 weeks since the last time I cleaned up my room. No wonder it was very messy. Inside my room, there was me, who was sleeping soundly. I'm seeing myself. Okay, this is just the same dialogue, but it's with Arya. Seeing her inside my messy room and looking at me, my ugly sleeping face. I should have cleaned. I noticed that on her hands there was a familiar notebook. Wait, that's my notebook. Why is she reading that? Oh yeah, stop! Don't read. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. Sorry. Of course my scream didn't reach her ears. She kept reading, flipping page by page in silence. You only use this one notebook for every subject? I can't believe you. You barely take notes, too. Yeah, is that a problem? And I can't believe you look at my notebook without my consent. I forgive you, though. I was too lazy to prepare a different notebook for a different subject, and as she said, I barely wrote down the lecture. Her hand stopped at the second last page. If I remembered correctly, that was the page where Legato and I wrote the day plan. So this is where you and Legato have been discussing, huh? As part of your so-called deal. What? How? This is very well planned. Also, I heard the food at this restaurant is very good. Legato sure did a good job. I know, right? As expected from my best friend. I got Legato to spill the to spill your deal with him, but he just won't tell me who's the girl that you want to ask out. And that will be you. To think he will agree to do this in exchange for you to help him reading newspapers at the library. It's not even a suitable place to gather the latest views. Seriously, you guys are so stupid sometimes. Arya's lips curved into a smile, even though I could tell that it was a forced, bitter smile. Arya closed the notebook and put it on her lap. Her smile turned upside down. She looked down and said nothing for a minute straight. Hey, Forte. You know, Legato was such a mess when he found out you caught Hibernate yesterday. He even slapped you several times, but you wouldn't wake up. That guy. I know I said he could do it, but he actually hit me. I was there too, to give you the jersey. That time, I guess it still hasn't stunk yet. It hasn't sink yet. It's like maybe you will just wake up as normal the next day. But here you are, still sleeping like this. Wait, it's already 2 days? When my father didn't wake up this morning, I got real scared. What if you and my father won't ever wake up again? Arya covered her face with both of her hands. When she spoke, her voice trembled. What's with you two? Are you guys playing soccer in the dreamland of what? Why don't you do it in reality as you always do? Dummy. I could hear the soft sniffles came from her. I was simply watching from afar after, just like watching a movie. I just couldn't do anything. At least I wanted to tell her that everything would be okay. That's why I want you to know too about Hibernate. All of a sudden, everything became black. I could no longer see or hear Arya's face, her voice, or her soft figure. My vision was back again at the huge tree I was at before. My hand was still touching this wood. Okay. Same thing. And I already did this one. See Arya. This one we didn't do. For one last time, I decided to take a peek at what Arya is doing. Once again, the series started in my room. She was next to my bed, sitting closer than before. Her hand gently brushed the hair of the person sleeping on the bed. It was none other than me. You know, I dreamt about our childhood last night. It makes me think you haven't really changed at all. What do you mean? I'm clearly getting cooler and more handsome. I mean, you're still dumb. Hey! And you're still very passionate about soccer. And you said that you wanted to become a pro soccer player. I did, and I still do. For a while, there was a short silence between us. Remember that you always come to my house and ask my dad to train you? I remember that part. When we were younger, I used to go to her place to look for her father. He was the coach for a neighborhood soccer club and now also the coach on our school's futsal club. Sometimes he also dragged me to play soccer with you. And Legato would cheer for us from the side. Probably because of her father's influence. Arya was pretty good at soccer. She decided to become our club's manager because it was a male futsal team. Those two were actually also passionate about soccer. Of course, me too. Meanwhile, Legato was playing bad at sports. Even until now, you have been still consistently pouring your efforts for soccer. You know, actually, I really admire that side of you. Your straightforward and hardworking nature is something that inspired me. Oh no, I'm blushing. That's why this isn't the time to take a nap. Don't you think so? Wake up, Forte. The thing that you want to obtain doesn't exist in the dream world. There was truth in her words. Well, I couldn't wake up now. Honestly, I shouldn't drag my stay here. It made me question why did I reject the blessing in the first place. I'll be sure to accept the blessing once my turn comes again. I was busy thinking that I didn't realize that Arya was leaning closer to the ear of the sleeping me. Once you wake up, maybe we can go somewhere together. Huh? A date, for example. Huh? You know, before I could hear the continuation, everything turned black. What is this cliffhanger ending? Yeesh. When I realized I was back, I'm ready. I had made up my mind thanks to Arya. I would take the blessing, slept, and woke up as soon as possible. I was dying to meet her again. Also, she reminded me of that I had a dream that I want to pursue. To heck with magic, disasters, and stuff. I didn't understand in the slightest anyway. I had I had more important business that I needed to think about. Oh, look who's determined here. Hearing oh my god. Hearing Sonatina's voice, I turned around and found her walking towards me. Tina, good timing. When it's my turn. Sonatina smiled when she heard my question. I'm here to tell you about that. It's time. Please get ready. Sweet! I followed Sonatina to the other side of the tree. You're quite fired up about this. What happened? Well, I just realized I'm looking forward for the future. I see. Just like before, Sonatina began to sing and the tree began to shine. Soon the tree shone. Soon the tree shone brightly. Its light started to envelop me. Then the star appeared in front of me. Maybe because it was my second time, or maybe because the hypnosis-like power was no longer here, I felt a bit nervous. You need to accept it this time, Forte. I know, and that's what I intend to do. The warmth of the light enveloped me, and I felt my mind and body were floating. I completely submitted myself to the warmth of the lights. I had accepted the star, the blessing, as it disappeared into my body. My consciousness, too, was getting blurry. Faintly, I can still hear voices. Two similar voices, actually. Farewell, Forte. Oh, farewell, Forte. Thank you for everything. Huh? What do you mean? We will see each other again soon. Why are you saying goodbye? Before I can understand the meaning of his words, my consciousness faded away. He still gets sacrificed? Even though I didn't really show up anything for him? Hearing a girl's voice calling me, I immediately opened my eyes and jumped from the bed. Arya was inside my room looking irritated. Sleepyhead, you have the guts to skip morning practice. Eh? Don't me. We have morning practice today. Go and get ready this instant. I'll be waiting outside your house. As soon as she said that, Arya slammed my door closed, leaving me still dumbfounded. What happened? I opened the curtain a little and immediately greeted by the sunlight. My mind was still fuzzy. I feel like I was just woken up from a very long dream. In my dream, everyone fell asleep one by one. They were alive, but just wouldn't wake up. Was that really a dream? I decided to think later and get ready first, or Arya would get mad at me. That was fast. I can't make you wait any longer, milady. Sure, let's go. As always, she brushed me off. I feel like there was something important I needed to do. And then it flashed on my mind. A date. I wanted to invite her on a date. What's wrong, Forte? Wait, are you sick or something? Arya came closer. Her hand was about to touch my forehead, but I caught it midair. Arya, are you free this weekend? My voice came out louder than intended. Fortunately, my voice didn't crack. Surprised, Arya took a step back. I'm free. What about it? Great! Let's go somewhere then. A date, for example. I grinned. Sure. Yeah! I instinctively let out a scream. I was just very happy. Too happy that I ignored the feeling that something was missing. That's great. Good for you, Forte. Please be happy for my sake too, even though you don't remember about me. Oh, that was legato, wasn't it? Dang. Dang, so I guess in that ending, Forte just completely forgot about legato. Dang. Okay, finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially finished Hibernate. Finally, we're done. Now I can finally be on my way. Anyway, that was a good story. I really liked it. And nothing else to say. I just say that I really liked it. Nothing else to say. But that was all 5 endings of this Hibernate little visual novel. That's it. Yes, I said it. We got all 5 endings. That's nice. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and hop up out of here and need to drink some refreshing water to clear my throat some more. Anyway, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time for some more reading or something else that I can find. But anyway, see you guys later. I'm out. Goodbye.